following is a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.
Been through it as a coach more times than that. What's your favorite? Back here on the Marion Health pregame show, catching up with Taylor head football coach Aaron Mingo before the matchup on Saturday with St. Francis up out of Fort Wayne. You've been through senior day as a player twice. You've been through it as a coach more times than that. What's your favorite senior day memories, either a player or a coach?
Wow. I remember our senior day when I was in college as a player pretty vividly. Unfortunately, it was a loss to Washington University out of St. Louis, but I don't remember all the details of the game. I just remember the feelings of it being over. I was talking with somebody else about this today. Football's not a game that you continue playing once it's done. It has an end date on it, and sometimes it happens sooner than you hope it would. And we've got seniors this year that haven't been playing for us, that are walking through senior day that didn't even get a chance to suit up this year. And then for those guys that have, it comes to an end, and it's difficult. I remember crying like a baby, both out of in high school and then also in college. And I love this game. The guys that are in the program obviously love this game, and it can be a highly emotional day for sure. I try to let the seniors know pregame, don't do your crying until the game's done, because we got a job to do. We need to focus at the task at hand, and which is imperative to be able to do that in life. And then afterwards is the time for hugs and tears.
14-member senior class this year, 12 players, 2 student assistant coaches, and 2 managers. What's the impact that group of 14's left on the program?
Yeah, I mean, this is a smaller senior day group than I think we'll probably have here at Taylor for the foreseeable future. A lot of those guys are fifth-year seniors, and then there's a ton of the fourth-year senior guys that have elected to come back next year. So it's a smaller group that we're celebrating. It's a group that's got quite a mixture. You've got a couple guys that were student assistants for us this year because their careers were cut short. You got another guy, and Cole Baker, who tore his knee before we got to even play this season, which was super disappointing. And then you've got a handful of guys that have been kind of mainstays in the program for a number of years. And so it's going to be a group that I think we look at and just think was a group that really was bought into trying to change a culture in a program for the better, and a group that was committed to doing so, a group that loves each other dearly, and a group that I think has done a great job of laying a solid foundation.
You mentioned 2 assistant coaches, Trey Wood and Emmanuel Joseph. Your 2 managers as well, Joe Taylor and Matthew Van Hook. They are very, very involved behind the scenes, not just on game day, but every day throughout the season and for the program. What goes into all of that, and what's the impact those 4 specifically, 4 guys that don't get known, and they might not ever, people outside might not even know who they are when they walk by them just because of the role that they have?
Man, there's those guys that you're mentioning in particular, they're special. And if I had an hour to talk about each one, I probably could. Just the type of men they are, the type of lives that they live, and the type of impact they've had in the program. I think of Joe and Matthew, and are such servant-hearted guys, and in so many ways let the program just operate at a high level don't get much, sugar, don't get much compensation, spend so many hours and behind the scenes and times that nobody knows about, and are such just incredible examples to me of what being a servant leader is all about. And Matthew, each I'm going to miss him on the sidelines each week, coming up to me during the game and making sure that I'm hydrated. I mean, what a unique thing for a kid to think about that. He does it probably close to 10 times a game, just out of nowhere. Just coach brings a water bottle to me just to make sure that the head coach is hydrated. Joe Taylor has been our lead manager since Katie Peffley left, and he owns what being a lead manager is all about, and does a terrific job. We're going to miss him dearly, and then you think about the other two guys who came in as players with Emmanuel and Trey, and unfortunately their careers were cut short because of injury. And Trey this year has been behind the scenes doing a lot of film work for us, and it's the best film quality we've had in the 3 years I've been here. Really helped elevate that. I come up to the office last night after practice, and Trey's up there working on film. And then Emmanuel has been in charge of our signalers on the sideline, and he owns that job well. And he takes it very serious to make sure that signals are done the right way. We'll tag some film for us as well. And I'm sure all four of those guys, they do things that I don't even know about. That's just who they are, and there's never hesitation. They are guys that are here to serve, and they have done it extremely well. And the program operates the way it does because of those guys.
Matthew was a first in my broadcast where I've never seen a manager have to get ice after a practice, but Matthew had that elbow iced up last night. Must have been slinging the ball around pretty well for whoever he needed to last night at practice.
Apparently. So I don't know anything about it. I just saw the ice on the elbow. Wasn't sure what that was from, but I'm sure it has a great story attached to it.
We're joined by Taylor football head coach Aaron Mingo as we look ahead to Senior Day coming up on Saturday. We're talking today on Thursday. Let's jump back to last week. Lost on the road at Lawrence Tech by 4. It seemed at times to be more like a basketball game with the heavy swings and points from both sides. You guys rack up 20-plus points, 25 in that second quarter, seem really poised to go into the locker room with a 2-possession lead. Lawrence Tech gets a late touchdown, and that spurred them on to a big second half as they came away with the win. What changed in the second half from a Lawrence Tech scheme perspective that slowed your guys' offense down that at times was really, really clicking well?
Yeah, nothing. That's the answer. It was a complete failure on our part, and that's a very frustrating deal. Most people think this game comes down to scheme and this and that, and scheme has a place in it, but this game comes down to players making plays. It comes down to blocking and tackling. It comes down to taking care of the football. It comes down to execution. And quite frankly, we didn't do that well enough, and we certainly didn't do it to, I think, our capacity. Last Saturday was an extremely disappointing day, and we can sit around and try to beat around the bush and try to make it into something else, but to me, from where I'm at, it was extremely disappointing. And the reason it's disappointing isn't because you fall short on the scoreboard. That always stings. The reason it's disappointing because I walk away from that game not believing that we competed to the highest effort level that we're possible that we can, and left so much out on the table. And I wasn't convinced in our in our competitive fire and edge, and that I want to see our team play with. I'm thankful that was not the last game of the season. I shared that with the guys this week. I'm so grateful that we have another opportunity this Saturday to finish this well, because last Saturday was extremely disappointing. And to have all the things that go well for us in the first half. We have a surprise onside kick that we recover. We have a kickoff return for a touchdown. We block a punt, and to be only up 7 points at halftime is extremely disappointing. I felt like we were flat for whatever reason that is, and I can sit here and analyze it, and I obviously spend time doing that, but at the end of the day, you got to get yourself ready to go and get ready to compete, and we just didn't do that very well. And so hoping that there's a different response this Saturday. I still, believe in this team. I'm proud of these guys. If you come out to practice, there's great energy. There was great energy leading up to last Saturday, and then for whatever reason, we stepped foot in the competitive arena, and you wouldn't have been able to tell a difference between us walking into a science class versus walking into a football game, and that can't happen. And it did happen, and we've got to have leaders that step up and make sure that they take hold of the team and don't allow that to happen ever again.
You mentioned the kickoff return for a touchdown and the block punt. Well, the same guy did both, and freshman Jonathan Harris, 94-yard kickoff return to the house, blocked the punt. You guys were able to get, obviously, a touchdown off the kickoff return, got a touchdown off the block punt. Was named the MSFA Special Teams Mid-East League Player of the Week. He's been thrown into the fire early as the starting corner. Him and David Worlds, along with Reese Pigney, those have been the three guys. And Reese isn't an older guy by any means, just a sophomore. But what's it been like to watch Jonathan grow like he has and then really perform at a high level on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, he returned that one to the house, and I don't know the last time that's happened at Taylor. I don't think it's happened since I've been here. I know Dakota took one back against St. Francis a couple years ago on a punt, but there was some track speed that showed up there, and so it was exciting to celebrate that with him. And when we recruited him, that's what we knew that he could bring to the table. He's an explosive, fast athlete, extremely powerful lower body, and can accelerate really well. And those are things that usually translate well to the football field. And him, and you mentioned David, two freshman corners that are playing a ton for us this year. And, they have been tested, and they continue to get better and better, and they're really good players. And I'm excited to see their progress continue to happen. And usually that jump from your freshman to sophomore year is a massive jump. And I think that whole progression has been probably accelerated because we've needed them to step up, and they have in so many ways. And so that's been really exciting to see. And I expect big things from him for the near future.
We're joined by Taylor football head coach Aaron Mingo before they wrap up the 2023 regular season against St. Francis up out of Fort Wayne. Cougars coming off of a big win last week at home over number 20 Concordia, 34-24. They're tied for third place in the league with Siena Heights. They started off 0-2. They have obviously played much better since that 0-2 start. What's led to their improved play, particularly as of late?
Yeah, they're a team that, in so many ways is what I want our team to do, and that's get better throughout the season. And we roll in this game, I think, in two different places where they're rolling this game with clear signs of that. And then last Saturday, I felt like it was the opposite of that for us. And they have a lot of playmakers on their team, both offense and defense. At any point, a guy can, make a play that's pretty outstanding. A lot of talent on that roster. Their quarterback has gotten more comfortable as the season's gone on. I think that's probably the number one thing that you notice with them is it was early on their quarterback play was inconsistent, and then near on the back half of the season it's gotten better and more consistent, and he's got some really good receivers that he can throw the ball to. So it's going to be real imperative for us to make sure we limit those explosive plays, particularly in the pass game. And they've got the ability in the run game too. They've got a really good running back, but in the pass game, they're going to air it out. They're going to take a lot of deep shots, maybe more deep shots than maybe we've seen at any point this season.
Which led all NAIA football programs. As we call each individual's name, they will walk to midfield, joined by family members who could be in attendance today. We will begin today's ceremony with student manager Joe Taylor. Joe is with his parents Aaron and Jayla today and has served as a student manager. Joe is majoring in mathematics education. Next we have student manager Matthew Van Hook. Matthew is also a student manager and is joined by his parents Brent and Susan, as well as his brother JD. Matthew is a sport management major. Next we have student assistant Emmanuel Joseph. Emmanuel is with Coach Sharp, as well as teammates Dakota Sonicson, Caleb Ranzaw, Dylan Scally, Jacob Cleaver, Braxton Ream, Kyle Taranchik, and Sam Harner. Emmanuel is a student assistant with the Trojan running backs and is majoring in design. Up next we have student assistant Trey Wood. Trey is also a student assistant for this year's team and is joined by his parents Brad and Lisa, fiance Emma, and brothers Trevor and Tanner. Trey is majoring in elementary education. Up next, we have number 5, Stephen Ellis. Stephen is joined by his parents, Ken and Denise, his fiancee, Addie, and his siblings, Caleb, Michaela, and Lizzie. Stephen is from Olmsted Falls, Ohio, and is majoring in marketing systems. Up next, we have number 22, Brendan Lamb. Brendan is with his parents, Mark and Lindy, and is from Oregonia, Ohio. Brendan is majoring in management and marketing. Next, we have number 29, Gage Holder. Gage is joined by his parents, Barkley and Marcy, and his siblings, Spencer and Tate. Gage is from Kokomo, Indiana, and is majoring in higher education and student development. Up next, we have number 43, Seth Griswold. Seth is with his parents, Scott and Sonia, and his brother, Sam. Seth came to Taylor from Springboro, Ohio, and is majoring in communications. Next, we have number 45, Braxton Green. Braxton is joined by his parents, Tate and Leah, as well as his fiancee, Bryn. Braxton is from Oregonia, Ohio, and is majoring in elementary education. Next, we have number 62, Michael Medlock. Michael is with his parents, Steve and Patricia, and his brother, Steven. Michael is from Guilford, Indiana, and is an art education major here at TU. Up next is number 69, Clay Adams. Clay is joined today by his parents, Jason and Nicole, his fiancee, Olivia, and his siblings, Cole and JJ. Clay is from Muncie, Indiana, and is majoring in orphans and vulnerable children. Next, we have number 78, Bryce Bassberry. Bryce is with his parents, Todd and Jen, and his brother, Brady. Bryce came to Upland from Zionsville, Indiana, and is a biology science education major. Up next is number 86, Drew Bagley. Drew is joined by his parents, Mark and Rachel, and is from Van Wert, Ohio. During his time at Taylor, Drew has majored in engineering. And finally, we have number 97, Cole Baker. Cole is joined by his parents, Doss and Robin, and is from Anderson, Indiana. Cole is an exercise science major here at Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give one final round of applause to our 2023 seniors and their families as we thank them for their contributions to Taylor University football.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet-designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health. Great care from great people.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back here to the Marion Health pregame show. The captains are out of the field for the final coin toss of the 2023 regular season. It pits the 2-8 Taylor Trojans against the 5-4 St. Francis Cougars here on Senior Day for the 14-member senior class for the Taylor Trojans this year. Taylor coming off of that disappointing loss last week. Again, 10 players, 2 student assistant coaches, and 2 managers honored before today's contest today. And here's head referee Eric Abendroth. Abendroth, our referee this afternoon. USF wins the toss and they defer. And so Taylor will get the first possession here today. Trojans trying to pick up their third win on the year. All of their wins have come here at home against St. Ambrose and Madonna. But a smaller senior class this year with the likes of Jacob Hockett, Hudson Holbein, Jeremiah Mansfield, and a handful of other fourth-year Trojans that have elected to come back for their fifth year, or in the Elder Hockett's set case, his sixth year. The Trojans are lined up as we sit here in the press box to our left. The few folks at home, that's to your right. And we thank the gentleman in the top row for taking his flag down so you fine folks could see all the action here today as the Trojans get ready to take the field here for the final time in 2023. USF coming off of arguably their biggest win of the year, upsetting number 20 Concordia at home last week by a 34-24 final. And here come the Trojans onto the field to start today's regular season finale. With Indiana Wesleyan's win last week against Marion, they have wrapped up at least a share of the MSFA Mid-East title. They take on Madonna today, trying to win it outright. Or they take on Concordia today, because he's been trying to win it outright. The Trojans trying to, again, pick up their third win of the year. It would be just their third all-time win in program history against St. Francis. Grant Grimmel is the quarterback today for St. Francis, the Indiana Hoosiers transfer. And we might see a little bit as well of Garrett Yoon. Yes, Taylor basketball fans, that's the younger brother of Taylor senior guard, Gavin Yoon. He and the men's basketball team picked up a very nice win yesterday to open up the Mount Vernon Nazarene tournament. They play again later today. Timing actually will match up the two games. Their game will start roughly when this game will come, presumably, around to a close. So again, St. Francis has won the toss. They have elected to defer, and Taylor is going to get the ball first. Here to start things this afternoon. We're so glad you're with us here today from a beautiful sun-splashed afternoon in Upland, Indiana. And what a way to cap off the 2023 football season than here with a Senior Day home day here on September 11th. And for all of you veterans watching, we say thank you, not just for tuning in today, but we thank you more importantly for your sacrifice to our great nation. Ball teed up and kicked away by Aiden Hosler. And kicks it into the end zone. Good to see Dakota Sonicson back there deep. And the Trojans get it 1st and 10 from their own 25 off the touchback. The starting quarterback is Taylor's Damon Hockett, sophomore, 6'2", out of New Palestine, Indiana. Missed the game here 2 weeks ago against Marion with a lower body injury he suffered on homecoming against Madonna. Came back last week, was 11 for 15 through the air, rushed 12 times for 66 yards, but was not as explosive as we've seen 13 in purple be this year. The Trojans with the purple jerseys, the white numbers, the gray pants, and the all-purple helmets. And the snap back in the pistol to Hockett. Rolls near side, no real pressure. A sidearm throw across the middle. Thomas was there, and Ja waited for it and caught it right at the 35-yard line, got to the 36, and a quick pitch and catch, a first down on the opening play of the ball game for Taylor. Emmanuel Davis on the stop, and Taylor goes to the hurry-up against USF, who's in the road white jerseys and the silver pants and the silver helmets. Lamb to the right of Hockett, fakes the handoff and pitches outside to Thomas. Second touch as he accelerates over the numbers of the 40, 45, 50, and another first down play, first through the air and then on the ground, both to 2 in purple.
Pushed out of bounds by 23, Nate Newcomer.
Newcomer on the tackle for USF, and that ball got up to the 50-yard line. That's a 14-yard pickup. 25 yards on 2 touches for Thomas. He comes out to the near sideline to get a breather. Again, we are across the way from the camera, so our near side is your far side, and left and right are obviously flipped as well. J.J. Payne in motion to the slot near side. Inside give to Lamb. Jump cuts, keeps those legs churning, and he gets a nice gain on first down at midfield. It's a gain of 7 or 8. They'll give him 7 to the USF 43 as Taylor goes from right to left here on the opening possession of the game.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
And again, the Trojans go to the hurry up here Another quick hand. Oh, fumbling the ball and diving on it was Hockett. He tried to pull it away from Lamb. Lamb was going to the right. Hockett was going to his left. And the ball got clipped on Lamb's hip and popped back. It's a loss of 3 back to the USF 46. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 6 here for the Trojans as they avoid disaster there on the opening possession. Payne and Sonicson wide to the right. Medlock, the senior, the center, over the ball here. 4-man front with 4 in the secondary for USF. Reverse near side to Sonicson all day to run. 45-40, inside the numbers 35-30, outside the numbers 25. Spins and he's wrestled out of bounds by Kevin Ford, but a huge gain on a misdirection as the play was supposed to go to the far side. Sonicson said, no, I'm coming back to the near side. The Trojans knocking on the door of the red zone. They get to the 21-yard line on a 25-yard scamper from the always electrifying Dakota Sonicson. 3rd first down of the opening drive for Taylor. Ellis in motion, runs the option, gets the pitch from Hockett. Good, blocking up the near side numbers. Outside, it's down to the 15-yard line. The Trojans are just gobbling up yards with every snap here today. That's another 5-yard pickup to the 16 as Nate Talhelm was the one that ushered Ellis out of bounds, and he fell into one of the kicking tees, and so he got tangled up a little bit and was a little slow to get back up. 2nd and 5 for the Trojans from the 16. USF defending in the white with a 4 down lineman and now 2 linebackers with 5 in the secondary. 3 wide for Hockett, option right side. He will keep it himself. Now a late pitch far side to Lamb at the 15, or to the 10, excuse me. And another first down for Taylor. That is their 4th first down of this opening drive as they are just marching right down the field. 2.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Taylor trying to punch it into the end zone. Goal to go for Taylor from the 7 on a nice little pitch there for Lamb. An 8-yard pickup or a 9-yard pickup. Lamb on the inside handoff, keeps those legs moving. He's wrestled down inside the 5, maybe got to the 4. First man off the pile was James Matthews, the big nose guard out of Florida. With 2-yard gain, 2nd down and goal from the 5. Taylor from right to left in purple. 3 minutes gone on the opening drive. Screen far side, caught by Payne, tries to come back inside, and he got upended. Nice play by one of the defensive backs, Nate Newcomer, the safety. And that's a little former high school teammate crime right there. The 2 Northwood High School grads from up north in northern part of Indiana at Napanee. So a little Northwood on Northwood crime. Bumps the Trojans back to the original line of scrimmage of the 7. Taylor's picked up 1 third down on this drive. That was eventually the big 25-yard end around to Sonicson. DRC wide to the near side. Snap from the right hash mark with Ellis in motion. 3rd and goal from the 7. Option near side. Hockett pitches to Ellis. To the 10, trying to spin away, and he doesn't get anywhere from Trayshawn Jones. Now the Trojans will send the field goal unit on, and this is sadly exactly what happened to the Trojans a week ago. They marched the ball down with reckless abandon against Concordia or against Lawrence Tech last week on those first 3 or 4 drives. The problem, they kept getting 3s and not 6s, and Lawrence Tech was getting the 6s and the 7s. So Isaac Hoke on to try to attempt the field goal here out of the hold of Evan McMillan. It'll be a 26-yard attempt from the near side hash. Hoke was perfect on his extra points a week ago. And this one out wide to the right. Did he hook it in? And he did. Hoke had it drifting to the far far upright, but he hooked it in. And with 10:32 left to go here in the opening quarter, the Trojans strike for 3 after a drive that ends inside the 10. We'll come back with a kickoff next. It's 3-0 Taylor here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ten-play drive for Taylor. Stalls inside the 10. The Trojans got it down to the 5, but then 2 plays pushed him back, and they take the Isaac Hoke field goal from 26 yards away, and the Trojans take a 3-0 lead on the opening drive. Lucas Schultz has it teed up on the near side, kicks it deep to Drew Weed. It's actually an onside kick near side. And did the Trojans fall on it? They got one last week, and the Trojans unable to come away with it here, as falling on it for St. Francis was Nick Nondorf. So USF now gets great field position with 10:29 remaining here in our opening quarters. They go from left to right. They'll start in Taylor territory at the Trojan 46. That means we get to see the IU transfer Grant Grimmel for the first time here today. Grimmel was 20 for 31 a week ago, but he has had 6 touchdowns and 6 picks in his last 4 games for the Noblesville, Indiana native. Keeps it back on either side of him on 1st and 10 from the Taylor 46. Give off the near side to Cam Peterson. Wants to come back, and he runs into a wall of purple. Jacob Hockett, Avon Jones were the first couple ones there for TU. Reese Pinckney came in to wall him up. Mansfield and Caleb Ranzau, who's played wonderfully the last couple of weeks, were all in on the stop for a gain of 1 to the 45. Peterson, the senior out of Indianapolis, 23 carries for 83 yards in the win over Concordia last week. St. Francis down 3-0, 10 minutes left to play here in the opening quarter. Taylor in the nickel, play action for Grimmel, drops back, throws a high arcing pass up the near side, and Harris comes in and smacks it away. The defending MSFA Special Teams Player of the Week gets a pass defense here against Avante Vickers, the Judson University transfer. So here's 3rd down and 9 for USF. A week ago, they were 13 for 22 in the win over Concordia. Mickey Chin exits 4 wide here for Grimmel. Keeps Peterson set to his left, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Near side hash mark, snap, Taylor rushes 5. Pass across the middle, caught. And will be enough for the first down on McCall Ray's catch. He got to the Taylor 35, and he gets it by a whisker. Needed 9, he got 10, and able to move the chains as USF here on the opening possession. They go from left to right in white and gray, or white and silver. With 9.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter, they trail Taylor 3-0 after the USF defense was able to hold the Trojans to 3. Grimmel with a man in motion, and were there too many men in motion? As Derek Overbay was the one moving for USF. False start on the right tackle, Bronson Coy. And the first penalty of the day against USF moves them back. So a loss of 5 makes it 1st and 15. Clock stops with 9:21 left to go in the opening quarter. First possession for USF. Grimmel waves Wheat in motion from right to left. High snap, and then flags are thrown again. Not what legendary head coach Kevin Donlin wanted to see from his club on the first drive. So first it was the right tackle. Now it's the left guard, Reeve Muncie. And that's back-to-back false starts and 10 yards lost in penalties. And it's 1st and 20 for USF on just the 4th play of their opening possession, trailing by 3. Dandridge in motion from right to left. It's a jet sweep to the wide receiver, trying to stretch it out. Ranzau forces him back in. Wortman comes in and tackles him after a gain of 5. Nice job by Carter Wortman, the sophomore defensive tackle, to keep trailing that play from the backside. And he holds Dandridge to a gain of 5.
Gain of 5. It is 2nd and 15.
First possession for USF. They come in tied for 3rd in the MSFA Mideast, a game back of Marion. So a win today, and the Cougars could find themselves tied for 2nd in the MSFA Mideast before they move to the Midwest League next season. Ray in motion from slot left to slot right. Inside handoff Peterson, nice hole, keeps his legs moving, but he ran into a bear hug of one Avon Jones. 4-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 11 from the left hash mark for USF.
Gain of 4. With 11 yards to go, it's
Peterson, a guy that you always have to keep your eyes on, one of the more fleet-footed men on the USF roster. Feels like Peterson's been there forever. He'll move to the left side of the quarterback, Grimmel. One wide to the left, that's Vickers. 3 to the right, now coming out of the backfield's Peterson. Dropping straight back as Taylor rushes 3. Great protection. Grimmel throws across the middle, caught for a first down. Inside the red zone near the 15-yard line. Caught by one of the backup wide receivers. It was Trayton Shock, coming in on the catch. And another third down pickup here for USF moves them inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the Taylor 16. That's a gain of 20 on the pitch and catch from Grimmel, his second completion of the day. Quick snap, fakes the handoff, throws, going to the end zone far side. Vickers tied up with Pinckney. And it's an incomplete pass to the 6'2 Vickers, who was the go-to man the last handful of years up at Judson. This is the 8th play of the drive. Grant Grimmel, again, a week ago, 240 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. But he had a 2-week stretch there a few weeks ago where he had committed 10 turnovers by himself, including a 5-interception game against that deadly Marion defense. Ray in motion from the slot, inside handoff Peterson. Big hole, runs through an arm tackle, finally stopped by Reed Wheeler and Levi Brown. And it'll be a 3rd down and short as Peterson gets it inside the 10 to about the 8. The Trojans depleted in the at the safety spot today, and that is why we're seeing Jacob Hockett, the all-league linebacker, line up at safety here. No Dawson Scally for another week here for the Trojans after he got hurt. 3rd down and short. Peterson handoff trying to get around the left side. Taylor's got it walled up, and Peterson's going nowhere fast. Braxton Green beats his chest. Reed Wheeler wags his finger like Dikembe Mutombo, and a loss back outside the 10 will be 4th down for USF as they trail 3-0 with less than 7 to go here in the opening quarter on their opening drive.
Loss of 1. It is 4th and 3.
4th down and 4 yards to go. They've got it all the way back. The edge of the ball is resting back at the 10. So a 4th down and 4. USF's going to go for it. They need to get to the Taylor 6. Empty set here as Peterson moves out of the backfield. Hockett comes on a blitz, thrown to the end zone, and Ray catches it for a touchdown as Grimmel just heaved it up, and breaking off of his route was Ray. A 10-yard touchdown reception on 4th down gives USF a 6-3 lead as both teams come up with points here on their first drive of the afternoon. Ray, no touchdowns a week ago. Gets one here as Hosler comes on to add the extra point. Out of the hold of the punter, Derek Robb. Right-footed kick through the uprights to our right. And with 6:27 remaining in the opening quarter, St. Francis marches down the field. They take a 10-play drive, and they get 7, even after the Trojans had a 10-play drive that only mustered 3. We'll come back with a kickoff next. 7-3 the St. Francis lead here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Siegelin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Siegelin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back here at Turner Stadium, 10-play drive, went 46 yards for the St. Francis offense. They picked up 2 big third downs, picked up 1 third down to extend the drive. They went for it on 4th and 4 from the Taylor 10, and a 10-yard pass from Grant Grimmel to McCall Ray, and it's a 7-0 USF lead. Wind at the back of the kicker Hosler, senior out of Huntington, Indiana, and booms an end-over-end one that goes over Sonic's head about 5 yards deep in the end zone to our right. So 2 kickoffs today from Hosler, and both have gone into the end zone. Taylor had a great drive going. They picked up first downs on their first 2 plays of their opening possession, totaling 25 yards. But then again, just like last week at Lawrence Tech, it stalled inside the 10-yard line. Last week was because of penalties. To this time, it was because of the USF defense. Hockett keeps the senior Lamb in the backfield with him. Thomas and Bagler, the wing backs on either side. Thomas in motion. Hockett fakes the handoff, gives off near side to Thomas. Tries to stretch it near side to the 25. Taken and dropped out of bounds.
Number 2, John Thomas on the carry.
Good job on the play by Marquise Cross. to read it and tackle Thomas before he could shake loose, but he got a gain of 5. Nope, you actually give him 4, back to the 29. Good to see Thomas a little bit more involved in the run game this week. And then Medlock, he's an artist. Not sure if he's an actor, but he is an artist, and he sells wonderfully. Like this was a WWE ring, and he was fired back upon. James Matthews, the backup nose guard's the guilty party as he went right into Michael Medlock and then threw him back. And then somebody calls Medlock Hollywood down below. Good news for the Trojans. That makes it 2nd down and 1. With 6:10 left to play in the opening quarter, Taylor's second crack with the ball. They trail 7-3. Ellis in motion, give up the middle to Lamb, keeps those legs moving and squirts his way through across the 40 up the middle and gets down to the 42 or the 43. Good job by Brendan Lamb. Bailey Parker, one of the couple of different Cougars to slow down the senior running back. And it looks like Lamb's going to get the bulk of the carries today. Running back Dylan Scally was a game-time decision. We have not seen 17 in purple out there just yet. It's Lamb in the backfield on every snap so far. A little bit of shuffling on the defensive line for USF as James Matthews gets into position. 1st and 10 for Taylor from the 43. The gain of 9 on the ground there for Lamb. That was his longest rush of the day. He's got 4 carries for 27 yards. Gets another one here, reverse. Here's Jack D'Arcy, looks to throw. The lefty uncorks a bomb. He's got Ellis wide open, who catches it inside the USF 40, dances and finally taken down at the 34-yard line of USF. Kevin Ford stopped Ellis. That ball hung in the air forever for the lefty Jack D'Arcy. And the Trojans go pull out a trick play here, and it's a 1st and 10 from the USF 34.
That's good for another Taylor.
Taylor going to the hurry up after a 23-yard completion from D'Arcy to Ellis. Hand off to Lamb over the right side. He goes nowhere fast. No gain. Matthews there to hug him and drop him along with Emmanuel Davis.
Brought down by 91, James Matthews, and 32, Emmanuel Davis. No gain to play.
5th play of the drive. Bagley and D'Arcy to the near side with Taylor clad in purple. Here for the regular season finale. Trying to pick up their 3rd win of the year and just their 3rd win ever against USF. Trojans trailing 7-3, 4:20 and winding here in the first. Sonicson came in motion, but now he walks back to the far side along with Hudson Holbein. Right hash mark snap. In the pistol with Lamb behind Hockett. Here Sonicson in motion again. Low snap. Faking the handoff. Hockett trying to pitch, and he's not going to. It's a big loss. Taken all the way back. Pushed back to the St. Francis 45. His knee went down to the 42 after Connor Price came up and dropped him. So after the trick play, the Trojans go no yards, and then they lose yards, 8 of them, back to the 42, and it's going to be 3rd down and 18. As the Trojans just 1 for 2 on 3rd down today. Into the win, Schultz has had a nice streak in the last month or so of making 40-plus yard field goals, but the Trojans would love to pick up a nice chunk here. Again, 3rd down and 18 for Taylor as they go from right to left. They need the USF 24. 4-man front for USF. They've got 4 in the secondary. 2 wide for Taylor. Lamb on the inside handoff. He's going to go nowhere fast. Wrestled down by Emmanuel Davis. He got 1 to the 41, and what do the Trojans want to do here? They will punt as Isaiah Grabowskis comes out to boot his first one away of the day. Isaiah last week, 2 punts, averaged 43 yards. Taylor punted just 3 times in total in that 41-37 loss up in Southfield. Not a single hand on the ground for USF. They bring pressure, and Grabowskis off the right side of his foot, a sidewinder that sails out and lands out of bounds at the USF 25. And we'll see where it went out of bounds, and that's exactly where it did. He put it down to the 25. It's a 16-yard punt. And that's where St. Francis is going to start, leading 7-3 with 2:45 left to play in the opening quarter here on Senior Day.
It'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis on their own 25.
Both teams averaging almost 6 yards per play, but now the Taylor defense has to stand up here after the Trojans unable to come away with points on their second drive. Wildcat look here with Lambert in the backfield. Waves Weed in motion, fakes the handoff. Lambert up the middle. The Wildcat running back plunges forward. Actually make it Cam Galentine, who burrows it up, and he gets a 5-yard pickup to the 30. Nice pickup for Galentine. He's looking to the far sideline. And it looks like Gillentine's going to stay in at quarterback. We didn't see if Grimmel did get hit on that touchdown pass. He's standing, though, on the sideline, helmet on. Looks to be A-OK. He's standing right near one of the yard markers. So it's Gillentine with the back set to his left. Peterson not in there right now. Faking the handoff, and now Gillentine near side. He's hit and dropped for no gain as he stopped at the 30. Parker Whitby came in from the backside and dropped him. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 5 as Grimmel comes back onto the field for the 3rd down play. USF 2 for 3 on 3rd down today. The only 3rd down they didn't pick up. It eventually led to that 10-yard touchdown pass from Grimmel to Ray to former Indiana Hoosiers. Peterson back in there as well. Snap comes from the middle of the field. Taylor with 5 in the secondary, 4-man rush. Grimmel, high snap, fakes to the right, wants to double pump, throws across the middle, caught again for a 1st down. Running east and west, coming to the near side is Eli Patchett. He steps out at the USF 45, a gain of 15 on 3rd and 5. Second big 3rd down hookup of the day for USF, and they move the chains.
Forced out of bounds by 38, David Worlds.
David Worlds was in there, one of the freshman Taylor corners, who's also playing safety right now, again with no Dawson Scally for the 2nd week in a row. That means it's Pinckney on the near side at corner and Jonathan Harris, the freshman, on the far side. Handoff Peterson, big hole, and then it's filled immediately as he spins and serpentines his way to midfield.
Number 1, Cam Peterson on the carry.
It was actually a gain of 16 on the most recent play as the ball rested at the 46. Guess who? Jacob Hockett, Avon Jones in there for the stop. 2nd and 6 on the carry from Peterson. 5 carries on the day. The Trojans trying to limit the always explosive Peterson, senior out of Indy. Low snap. Grimmel throws far side. Caught on the far side by Dandridge. A flag is thrown as Dandridge continues to spin, and the Trojans knifing at the ball. They force him back, but a catch by Dandridge. But we'll see what the penalty is.
Brought down by 38, David Worlds.
Worlds in on another stop. We'll see what the flag is, and it looks like it's going against St. Francis the way that Eric Abendroth's co-workers are pointing here. And let's see what the boss has to say. It was a screen to Dandridge.
Holding offense, number 33. 10 yards from the end of the run. Still 2nd down.
So it'll still be 2nd down. A 10-yard mark-off from the spot on the hold from the senior wideout Eli Patchett. So instead of having it near midfield, the ball goes all the way back to the 40.
It is 2nd and 16.
So 2nd and 16 for USF. They need to get to the Taylor 44. Grimmel, arms out extended, moves a tight end over Bay from right to left. Quick screener far side, caught by Vickers. Up the left side numbers, and now Vickers in open territory. He's got all the yardage back on the penalty, and he's got the 1st down as he steps out of bounds just shy of the 40. He got to the 42. That's a 12-yard or a 18-yard pickup on 2nd and 16. And the chains move once again as USF tries to build on their 7-3 lead. First or second catch of the day for Vickers, or first one on that one, 18 yards, as we mentioned. The Judson transfer, student out of Saginaw, Michigan. Handoff to Peterson, counters around the left side, weaves and scoops and dives, and it was Reed Wheeler wrapping him around the knees. Up those left side hash marks, and that brings us to the end of the opening quarter after a gain of 1. Both teams have had the ball twice. USF's second drive still going. They lead 7-3 here on the Trojan Sports Network as we head to the second quarter. That comes up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
First play of the second quarter for St. Francis. They go from right to left here in quarter number 2. They amassed 100 yards of total offense in that first quarter, about 6 yards per play. They've got it 2nd and 9 from the Taylor 41. USF leading Taylor 7-3. A back on either side of Grimmel, drops straight back, spins the ball in his hands, throws a bullet up the right side, a little underthrown, but it's caught over the shoulder by Crosley Mikichin, and he goes into the end zone from 42 yards away, and it's a 13-3 St. Francis lead, but Grimmel took a shot after he let that ball go as he slowed to get back up. But his second touchdown pass of the day, this one hauled in by Crosley Mikichin, sophomore out of Cincinnati. So Grimmel's 6 of 8 through the air with 2 touchdown passes as Hosler on to add the extra point. 6 seconds into the second quarter, and USF has got the lead up to 2 scores at 14-3 here just underway in quarter number 2. We're back with the kickoff next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Seven-play drive. It takes just 6 seconds off of the second quarter clock for St. Francis. The whole drive goes 75 yards. The last 41 through the air for Grant Grimmel on his second touchdown pass of the day. Crosley Mikichin hauls it in. A low bullet that spins its way forward on the kickoff from Hosler. Scooped off the turf at the 15 to the 20 comes Stephen Ellis, near side 25-30. Trying to be chased down from behind, 35-40, turns the corner 45, spins into an arm tackle. He gets sidewinded and suplexed down on the near side by Christian McClure. But a nice run back for Stephen Ellis gives Taylor their best best starting position of the day at their own 49. Taylor started their 25 the last 2 times on touchbacks from Hosler. And a good kickoff return here from Stephen Ellis. And Taylor going from left to right in purple with Ja Thomas lining up as a single running back behind Taylor's quarterback Damon Hockett in the pistol. 4 down linemen for USF in the white and silver. Chest high snap back to Hockett. Spins the ball, drops back, fires across the middle. Was it caught? It was low. And waving it off saying it was incomplete was the umpire John Paul Patterson. First incompletion of the day for Damon Hockett. It started 2 for 2 for 9 yards. Taylor had 45 or 95 yards on 16 plays in that first quarter. But right now it's that second drive that came away with no points, scoreless. That's looming large right now as they trail 14-3. Faking the handoff, Hockett pitching near side to Thomas, tried to spin out of a tackle and he lost yards, 4 of them on a nice open field tackle on the near side by Nate Newcomer, the safety. So here's 3rd and 13 for Taylor. They're 1 for 3 on 3rd down today after they went 5 of 12 on the money down a week ago in the loss at Lawrence Tech. Clock runs with 14:10 left to go in the second quarter. Taylor with the ball down 14-3. USF shows an all-out blitz with their 3 linebackers up the middle. They now back away. They've got 3 down linemen and a man standing up on the right edge of the formation. Play clock's down to 5 and 4. Now 3 and 2. The Trojans aren't going to be able to get this play away, and so Taylor third-year head coach Aaron Mingo has to burn his first half timeout. 13:49 left to go here in the second quarter. Taylor with the ball facing a 3rd and 13. They trail St. Francis 14-3 here in the regular season finale on the Trojan Sports Network. Taylor just 1 for 3 on third down today, coming out of their own timeout. 13 minutes, 49 seconds left in the second quarter clock. Taylor trails 14-3. Hockett moves Thomas in motion from right to left, near side hash mark, with Dawson Scally in for his first snap. Hockett rolls left side, throws on the run for the sideline, and coming back and intercepting, it's Kevin Ford on an underthrown ball by Damon Hockett. Taylor didn't turn over once last week. They give it away on their third drive of the game here, an interception. Gives it right back to St. Francis. They try to take a stranglehold and build on this 2-possession lead on the Ford INT. Sophomore out of Indianapolis and the highly talented program on the east side of town, Warren Central. Dub C, as they're affectionately known on the east side of town. David Smith, the running back out of a fine high school known as North Central, comes in here as he lines up to the left of Grant Grimmel. 13:43 is on the second quarter clock. St. Francis starts 1st and 10. Handoff to the right side. Smith dances. He runs in to the arms of Jeremiah Mansfield and will be limited to a gain of 1 on the carry from Smith, his first of the day. So the INT gives St. Francis the ball, 1st and 10 of their own 42. They move to the 43 on the carry from Smith, who had 3 carries for 8 yards last week in the win over Concordia. It's neon green cleats stay to the left of Grant Grimmel with 3 wide from the far side hash mark. Taylor rushes 4. Grimmel drops back. Statuesque as he rances in the pocket trying to run away from Braxton Green. Far sideline, just whips it in and caught by one of his teammates on the far sideline, but is an incomplete pass. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for St. Francis.
Grimmel's pass falls incomplete. And with 9 yards to go, it's down.
13:05 remaining in the second quarter. Ja Pryor exits as the Trojans bring in an extra defensive back. They're actually bringing in Luke Graft as well as he shows blitz from the right side of the line. Smith, the running back, to the left of Grimmel. St. Francis 3 for 4 on third down today, and more often than not, they've been 7+ yards to get on the money down. From the right hash mark, arms outstanding. Grimmel drops out. Here comes Graft wide open. He runs away. Grimmel gets out of the sack attempt, then throws off his back foot. A duck that's thrown forward, and coming back to get it is Adej Dandridge. As he came back and swam over Reese Pinckney, and that's what defensive coordinator Jared Bodie told us. He said the wide receivers for St. Francis are some of the best in the league at coming back and catching underthrown balls, and you saw it right there on another big 3rd down pickup by the St. Francis offense.
It is 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line.
Huge pickup as the ball rests at the Taylor 23-yard line as Grimmel takes the handoff and gives off to Smith. A little dance move over the right guard. He gets to the 20 and nothing more. Graft, Hockett, along with Schrock all pushing back.
20, David Smith on the carry.
That last play, by the way, a 34-yard pitch and catch as Dandridge came back to snag it. That was his first catch of the day. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard scoot from Smith. Wheeler on a blitz, throw across the middle. They wanted Vickers. He got tangled up with Pinckney. And an extremely late flag is finally thrown. It's actually Dandridge running a slant. And a flag thrown extremely late from the far sideline as if our far side official was waiting to see if the back judge was going to throw the flag when he didn't. It was almost like he said, sure, I'll throw mine. This will be a 15-yard mark off against Taylor and put St. Francis in beautiful position to try to make it a 3-score lead. Defensive pass interference on Reese Pinckney. 15-yard penalty to make it 1st and goal from the 5 here for the St. Francis offense as they lead 14-3. A little more than 3 minutes played here in quarter number 2. They go from right to left in white and silver. Smith, the running back, remains into the left of Grimmel. A right hash mark snap, turns and gives to Smith. Counters back to his left, runs into Jones, and Smith barrels his way to the end zone. The ball popped free, but after the referee blew his whistle, singing the play dead, it was picked up by Worlds. But then everyone else started blowing their whistle, and it looks like Smith will get credit for the touchdown run, the junior out of Indianapolis.
20, David Smith on the carry.
So a 5-yard TD run for David Smith.
Call on the field is a touchdown.
So Smith broke the plane right before it got ripped out of his hands by Jones, and St. Francis has had the ball 3 times. They've scored 3 touchdowns. This is the first one on the ground for David Smith. Hosler on to add the extra point with 11:54 to go in the quarter number 2 through the uprights to our left, and St. Francis builds on a 21-3 lead, scoring off of the Hockett interception. We're back at the kickoff next on the Trojan Sports Network. The Trojans have lost 3 yards on their only drive of the second quarter, the Hockett interception. And St. Francis comes back to make Taylor pay. It's a 21-3 lead after the Smith touchdown. Hosler, the senior kicker's got it teed up. He kicks it from right to left, a short pooch kick to the far side. Ellis had a nice return last time. He and Taranchik run into each other. Ellis takes it out of his hands and runs to the near side. A stiff arm, a high step. That slowed him down, and the loud reinforcements to come in and stop his progress. Jordan Hinshaw, the first one to get to Ellis, and the kickoff return takes it out to the 27-yard line of Taylor, and that's where they get it. Needing points here desperately after punting and then having a Hockett INT after getting a field goal in the first drive of the ball game. Second quarter clock reads 11 minutes and 46 seconds.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own 27-yard line.
27-yard line is where it starts here for T. We get to see the talented running back Kyle Taranchik in the backfield for the first time today. Last time we saw Kyle on this field, he was busting loose for 100 yards, his first 100-yard rushing game of his career, and his second and third career rushing TDs. Faking it out of his stomach, and Hockett flips it out far side. Good block to get Thomas out to the far side, but he runs out of room as he got hit by 3 or 4 different USF players,
Number 2, John Thomas on the carry,
including Spencer Petit that was over there to track him.
7, McCall Ray on the return. Flag on the field. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. Dribble's pass falls incomplete. 7, McCall Ray, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. Number 1, Cam Peterson on the carry. Brought down by 32, Jacob Hockett. Gain of 1. With 8 yards to go, it's down!
Third down and 8 here for St. Francis. They lob it out to the near side, and Smith tries to get away from Worlds, and Worlds stops him shy of the 20. That's going to force a punt here for St. Francis. We apologize for the technical difficulties as Ja Thomas took it 3 plays to the crib on a 65-yard touchdown romp. And USF is going to be forced to punt today with 9:30 left to go here in the second quarter.
49, Derek Robb lining up to punt. 0, Dakota Sonicson back for your Trojans.
First punt of the afternoon here for USF. For Derek Robb, the big man, and he boots a spiral that coming forward. D'Arcy takes at the 49 of St. Francis, and he doesn't get out of the arm tackle as Springfield came in to get him. Taylor folks won a late hit on USF as Springfield and one of his buddies came in and got D'Arcy right on top. But a 3 and out as the Trojans force the punt, and they get it down 21-9 after the USF 3 and out. And Taylor's got it 1st and 10 from midfield. The Trojans have had good field position today as they get it 1st and 10 right at the midline. Lamb back in the backfield. Bagley moves from slot right to slot left. Knee-high snap. Bobbling it. Hawk is going to run up the middle, gets sandwiched, and gets turned down and dropped right when he got back to the line of scrimmage. First one to get him there was one of the backup defensive linemen, Marquise Cross.
Brought down by 92, Marquise Cross. No gain. 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10 here for Taylor. They go from left to right in purple, trailing 21-9. Low snap again, pitching near side. Thomas tries to cut it up. He's going to go nowhere fast, and he knifes his way through, corkscrewing around Kevin Ford, who had the interception a couple of possessions ago. Marquise Cross was trying to track him down from behind.
Gain of 4. It is 3rd and 6.
And it's 3rd down and 6 here for Taylor. So Trojans are 2 for 5 on 3rd down today. Thomas exits as Silas Martin comes in as an extra tight end. D'Arcy wide from the far side to the near side. Backup lineman in there as well. Kobe Rice and Brody Crosby for the Trojans. Bagley to the right side of the line. 3 wide on this side. Turn and give. It'll be a reverse. DRC pitching back on a flea flicker. Hockett throws. He's got a man open. It's Bagley. Oh, just off the fingertips. As Bagley was at the 22-yard line, he had snuck behind the St. Francis D. Kevin Ford turns around and looks at his teammates, says, what happened there? And another trick play pulled out by head coach Aaron Mingo and offensive coordinator Josh Flannery. This one, though, just off the fingertips of Bagley, the senior. And Grabowskis on to punt for the second time today. First one went 16 yards, but he had to make a directional punt. McCall Ray, who's already caught a touchdown today. It's going to be a fake as it's thrown near side to Ellis. He gets a block, and he gets the first down. Ellis runs through a tackle. He's all the way to the USF 30, and he got a 20-yard pickup as the backup quarterback Grabowskis felt the defense coming forward and found the senior Ellis, and the drive continues. A 20-yard pass from Grabowskis to Ellis, and bring those yard markers forward. And the Trojans have it 1st and 10 from the 30. Their first 4th down conversion of the day. Hockett back in there at quarterback, along with Thomas, who's set to his left. John motion. Hockett drops straight back. Go ball near side. Payne was tugged upon and just out of his reach, but Ford's going to get called for the flag as he tried to untug J.J. Payne's 80 purple uniform. And J.J., being the upstanding young man that he is, picks up the pylon and puts it back into place. So make it a 16-yard pass from Grabowskis. Ford on the defensive pass interference. That's the 6th penalty accepted against USF today. And it's a first down for the Trojans as they move the ball up 10 yards to the 20. That's the 9th first down, or the 10th first down of the day for TU. Holbein and Sonicson wide to the right. Bagley and DRC wide to the left. Here's Sonicson in motion from the right hash mark. Lamb over the left side. He'll get 5 yards to the 15 before getting banged down from behind by Marquise Cross once again. And after going punt and the interception, the Trojans have sparked back here with that 65-yard John Thomas touchdown that has given them new life. 7:05 left to play here in the opening half. Taylor down 21-9. Lamb cut over the right side, and he'll get another 5-yard chunk before Cross took him down from behind, but moved the chains. It'll be goal to go from the 10. Good couple of runs here from Lamb as he's got 8 carries for 38 yards. That's almost 5 yards a pop.
Goal on the 9-yard line.
Taylor averaging over 7 yards per run today. Back to the ground they go. Hockett pitching to Ellis, trying to get outside. Good cut block from Bagley, and Ellis is walled up and knocked out of bounds by Ford after it got inside the 5 to the 3. Goal to go from the 3-yard line on a nice pickup there from the senior Stephen Ellis. Emmanuel Davis was in on the stop as well. And the Trojans have it inside the 5, trying to get their second touchdown of the day. They trail 21-9 with 6 and change left to go in the second quarter. Pistol give to Lamb. Hockett flips near side. Ellis dropped it, trying to pick it back up. It's in tight quarters. There's a whole bunch of folks around underneath of it. St. Francis falls on it, and the Trojans give it away for the second time today. This one inside the 5 on a long pitch from Hockett to Ellis that he looks like he might not have washed it into his hands. As Emmanuel Davis off the pile, and coming out of the pile with it was Nate Talhelm, the linebacker for St. Francis. The Trojans fumble it away, their second turnover, and they were on the verge of making it a one-possession game, but now the defense has to come back again after the Ellis fumble inside the 3.
It'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis.
And Talhelm's the one that recovers it. So the Trojans have turned it over twice here in this second quarter. 6:06 left to go before recess. USF has it 1st and 10 from their own 3, going from right to left. Backup quarterback. This is Garrett Yoon, Gavin Yoon's younger brother. Turn around and give over the right side. Plowing forward was the running back in the backfield with 2 in white, the sophomore Garrett Yoon. 5'11", 190 was the starter to begin the year before Grimmel took over. It was Brett Wethington on the carry. And 2nd and 9 here for USF is from their own 4-yard line. Yoon did not play last week. Older brother had a nice game yesterday in the win for the men's basketball team. Yoon under center, turns and gives on a jet sweep to the near side. This is Wheat, wants to cut it back to the right. He gets hit hard by Jacob Hockett, who stopped him dead in his tracks as Wheat was coming back across the play from the near side numbers towards the middle. He got to the 9. It'll be a pickup of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Whew. Hockett, 32 in purple, came in like a rocket. Levi Brown in for the Trojans as an extra defensive back, replacing Bryson Scott. It's 3rd and 4 for USF. This drive started at their 3. Grimmel, the starting quarterback, back out there in the shotgun with Peterson to his right. Grimmel moves his hand warmer behind his back. Arms outstretched, takes a chest-high snap. Looks to the right, now comes back to the left. Pressure comes high, throw, off the hands, and it's intercepted by Levi Brown! Up the near side of the 15 to the 10, still on his feet. He gets smacked down at the 5, but Brown with his first career INT, and the Trojans get their first takeaway, and it's goal to go for those wearing purple on the pick from the sophomore Levi Brown. And we talked about how turnover-prone Grimmel's been in the last 4 weeks, 6 touchdowns and 6 picks. He's thrown 2 touchdowns today. That's his first giveaway. And with 4:41 left to go before halftime, Taylor has another opportunity to try to make this a 1-score game. The ball was off the hands of McCall Ray and intercepted by Brown. Goal to go from the 6 as Taylor tries to punch it into the end zone to our right. Hockett dries off his left hand as Ellis comes in motion, turns and gives the Lamb over the left side. Waiting for him and taking him down to the legs was Marquise Cross. Gain of 1 to the USF 5. Silas Martin, the tight end, out. Wide receiver Hudson Holbein in. DRC and Holbein are the 2 Trojan wide receivers, now come bunched up to either side of the line. A wing back on either side of Hockett in the pistol. Ellison short motion. Back to Lamb right side. Gets hit inside the 5. USF trying to tug at that ball. Lamb isn't giving it up easily, and now it's going to be goal to go from the 1 after a 4-yard scoot from B. Lamb. James Matthews, the big nose guard from Florida, was in on the stop. Martin, the tight end, back in for the Trojans on goal to go from the 1. Taylor's 2 for 6 on 3rd down today. You'd have to think here, with 3:43 and winding before the second half, down by 15 or 16 are the down by 12. Taylor would love to punch it in here. This probably is 4-down territory, particularly if they get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. DRC waved in motion from Hockett, faking the jet sweep. Hockett calls his number. He burrows through and dives in for the touchdown. Damon Hockett scores, and the Trojans have made it a 1-possession game. But there's a flag on the near side of the field. Michael Medlock heard the conversation. His hands are extended to say touchdown. We'll see if the referees agree with the senior center. Offsides and the defense decline, and the Hockett touchdown stands.
Number 13, Damon Hockett on a 1-yard touchdown scamper.
Hockett caps a 3-play drive set up by the Levi Brown touchdown or interception. Isaac Hoke on to add the extra point after Schultz missed the point after the Thomas TD. This to make it a 5-point Taylor deficit. Out of the hold of Evan McMillan, and Hoke splits it through for his 2nd PAT of the day. And so the Trojans trail by 5, 21-16 with 3:25 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. We're back at the kickoff next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Well, the Trojans played a wild game last week at Lawrence Tech. They're playing a pretty wild one right now here on Senior Day. After the Trojans turned it over, Hockett the beneficiary of a Levi Brown interception, the first of his career. And Lucas Schultz has got it teed up and ready to kick it away to St. Francis with 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's a 5-point USF lead. Kick deep. Drew Wheat has a go over his head. And the touchback will give USF the rock at their own 25. Moving from right to left on a sun-splashed Saturday afternoon in Upland, Indiana with a light breeze.
It'll be 1st and 10 for St. Francis on their own 25-yard line.
Both teams have turned it over at least once here in this second quarter. Ford made a diving interception of Hockett for St. Francis, and then the Trojans fumbled it away inside the 5 before the Brown pick and the return set up the Trojans' goal to go from the 6. Grant Grimmel, the quarterback, comes out with David Smith, who's had a nice day, the third-string running back, 3 carries and a touchdown. He's to the right of Grimmel with 3 wide. Vickers in motion from the short side of the field. Smith an inside handoff over the right guard. He goes nowhere fast. Wortman, Mansfield are there to shove him back. Good pick of about 2 or 3 on first down. After the Trojans had gone -3 yards on their first drive of the second quarter, they're now up over 200 yards. The defenses, though, have not been able to stop either offense today, each offense averaging over 6 yards per play. Grimmel drops back, a 4-man Taylor rush, dancing, looking to the right now, coming back to the left. Flag is thrown. It's complete to Smith. There are 2 flags thrown. Smith caught it, got tackled after a short gain by Avon Jones, but this looks to be a hold after the protection was breaking down around Grimmel. Hold on Reeve Muncie. That's the second penalty on him. And there'll be a 10-yard mark-off back to the 18.
It is 2nd and 17 on the 18-yard line.
So 2nd and 17 here for USF. They go from right to left with Peterson the back now to the left or to the right of Grimmel. They move Wheat in motion. They bluff the screen to the right. Come back to Peterson near side. Pinckney comes up, makes a great open field tackle, and then Green and Wheeler come in to finish off Peterson. And Taylor takes a quick timeout with 2:30. The clock continues to wind, but Taylor called the timeout about 6 seconds ago. The clock continues to wind. And they probably had about 10 seconds run off that clock after Taylor head coach Aaron Mingo ran down the near sideline to get the second timeout of the first half.
Timeout. Taylor. That's your second charge timeout of the half. Please reset the clock to 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
So actually 15 seconds ran off the clock. They'll put 2:35 back on the second quarter clock. And it's going to be a 3rd down and long here for St. Francis all the way back at their own 17-yard line. So it's a complete pass to Peterson. His first catch of the day. It actually lost a yard. So he loses a yard back to the 17. It'll be 3rd down and 18 here for USF. They need to get to the Trojan 35. The Cougars have been good on 3rd down today. They are 4 for 7. And Taylor trying to force another 3 and out here. It'd be the 3rd straight drive that's ended after 3 plays for USF. Grimmel takes the chest high snap, play action. On the near side, Hashmark drops back. He rolls to the right with pressure coming. Green trying to chase him out, throws on the run, far sideline. Diving was the catch made. And it will be caught right at the line to gain. Diving catch by Crosley Mickeychin as he dove into his own sideline across from us. Huge first down pickup again here for USF. It's their 10th first down of the day, their 8th one through the air. And after the Trojans look to be getting the ball back down 5, St. Francis's drive continues as they look to get points before the end of the first half. Right hash mark, snap high. Screen, out route near side. Good open field tackle. Pinckney spins the receiver down at the waist. It was Colin McPeak on the catch, but Pinckney limited him. And actually it's a loss back to the 32, a loss of 3. Clock continues to run under 2 minutes, a minute 50 to go in the first half. Taylor with 1 timeout left. St. Francis has all 3. Taylor does get the ball to start half number 2, so points would be big here for USF as they've seen their once 3-possession lead now dwindle down to 1. Screen across the middle. Vickers gets hit immediately by guess who? Jones and Hockett. And Taylor takes a timeout back to the original line of scrimmage, but Vickers got whacked by 32 and 44 of Purple Blurs. 86 seconds left to go in the first half. Timeout on the field. Taylor takes their 3rd and final timeout, trying to get the ball back down 5 here in the first half. Back to the original line of scrimmage. 10 yards to go on 3rd down for St. Francis. They're 5 of 8 today. And they've picked up a handful that have been at least 7+ yards. It's been the majority of those 5 conversions today. Vickers and Schock are out to the near side. 2 wide to the far side with Smith, the backup running back to the left of Grimmel. Snap from the middle of the field. Taylor rushes 4. Grimmel, 4-step drop. Chased off a spot by Green. He comes up and he throws it away, averaging the grasp of Carter Wortman. There was a receiver in the vicinity of David Smith, so it won't be intentional grounding, or will it? Our umpire, John Paul Patterson, comes over to chat. And there's the flag for intentional grounding. Grimmel was in the grasp of Wortman after being chased away by Braxton Green. And another big penalty here against St. Francis today. A spot foul and a 15-yard mark-off. Might be putting the line of scrimmage at around the 5. Nope, they're just going to put it down to the 19, so it's the spot of the foul. USF was backing up thinking it was going to be a 15-yard mark-off. And now DRC awaits the punt here from Derek Robb, his 2nd boot of the day. The first one went 31 yards. 1:24 left to play here in the opening half. Taylor, after falling behind 21-3, have scored 13 unanswered points. Taylor bringing the pressure. Robb boots it away. A high spiraling kick. DRC waves for the fair catch and makes it right with traffic right in his face. Flying forward was Tamaris Springfield, but he's unable to deter the eyes of DRC. That's DRC, not Darcy, as he was called last week. And Taylor's got it with no timeouts, $1:17 to go before recess, and the ball's at the USF 47-yard line. So can the Trojans do a 2-for-1 here? Remember, they get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, as Dylan Scally out for just his 3rd or 4th snap today. Faking the pitch, now it's sent near side of Thomas. Tiptoes the near sideline. He steps out of bounds. He's hit up high by Bailey Parker, but not before Thomas gets a first down to the USF 39. They move the chains. Did he get the first down? No, the far side. Yeah, the far side line judge moved. Our line judge on the far side moved the chains too quick. The Taylor fans wanting a first down. It's going to be 2nd down and 2 from the USF 39. Clock stops at the 1:12 to go in the first half. Knee-high snap to Hockett, 3-step drop. Dances, rolls out to the left side. Throws on the run to the far sideline, and it was caught. Was DRC in bounds? He wasn't. He had 4 draped all over him who jumped in front of the pass trying to get his 2nd interception of the day.
Number 8, Jack DRC, the intended receiver. It is 3rd and 2.
So here's 3rd down and 2. USF, remember, has all 3 timeouts. They lead Taylor 21-6, or 16, excuse me. The Trojans led 3-0 after a field goal on the opening possession of the game. Since then, it's been all St. Francis until this late Taylor run. Near side shovel pass forward to Bagley, open space and more. Bagley rumbling, and now he breaks free inside the 25. A shovel pass from Hockett to Bagley, and the chains move with under a minute to go. 58 seconds left to go as the ball's down to the 27. And Hockett in the pistol, wants the quick snap and gets it from Medlock. Down to the knees, looks near sideline, going to the end zone, wants J.J. Payne. There's a whole bunch of pushing and shoving as the Trojans wanted a foul or penalty against Braden Payne that doesn't come. Payne, elusive, physical, leaps. A physical specimen at 18 years old and 6'4". 47 seconds left on the second quarter clock as Payne talks with wide receivers coach Greg Wolf on the near sideline. Hudson Holbein in on the near side of the formation. Ellis and D'Arcy wide to the left. A four-man front for USF. They're in a nickel with 5 in the secondary. Hockett throws across the middle, has a man in Holbein open, tried to rip free, and the late flag is thrown from the middle of the field, and it's going to be Braden Payne is the guilty party as he wrapped up Holbein around the waist. That should be a 15-yard mark-off. And it's the 9th penalty of the first half here for St. Francis. Not what legendary head coach Kevin Donnelly wanted to see as his team was in the driver's seat for the better part of this first half. Long discussion with Eric Abendroth and the rest of his officiating crew. And here's the boss. The white hat has the floor. So a 15-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down, and Taylor's already set up and ready to go. Goal to go from the 8. Actually make it the 7. Taylor tries to punch it into the end zone to our right and regain the lead. First and goal from the 7. Scally, handoff up the middle, almost stepped through, and he just got wrapped up around the shoe tops after he got taken down at the 4. Talhelm in there on the stop, along with Miles Days. 26 seconds and counting in the first half. Taylor's got it goal to go from the 4. Near side hash mark into Scally over the left side this time, and he got another yard. But now Hockett's got a run, and he's looking to call to try to clock it with 15, 14, and 13 on the quarter 2 clock. It's 3rd and goal from inside the 5. We'll call it the 4. Hockett under center, takes and spikes it. And Taylor's going to have a goal to go situation as the play blown dead. The ball popped free. A couple of USF players trying to fall on it. Corey Norris or Javen Lowe were both there, but the ball had already been clocked by Hockett. And it's 4th and goal from the 4. The clock is at 6 seconds. Hockett, the play clock's now down to 4. The Trojans trying to get a reset of the play clock as now it's down to 1 and 0. So the play clock, game clock is good at 6 seconds. And here's 4th and goal from the 4. Taylor needs the score. With 6 seconds left to go, this should be the final play of the second. It's a 21-16 Taylor deficit. They watched USF score 21 unanswered points after jumping out to a 3-0 lead. Snap from the middle of the field in the pistol. With a double tight end set, Sonicson in motion. Option, Hockett cuts it up, trying to get to the end zone. Adams trying to help him there, and he got stopped at the 2. And that's the last play of the second quarter. The Trojans unable to score from the goal to go inside the 5. But the good news for Taylor is they do get the ball to start the second half. Good end for the first half for TU as they score 13 unanswered after watching USF run off 21 straight of their own. We played one half of football here from Turner Stadium. It's St. Francis 21, Taylor 16. Maybe we'll come back with the BSN Sports halftime report momentarily. Make sure to stay tuned. Momentarily, we'll have the halftime performance from the Palms team here at Taylor University. Remember, though, due to music copyright laws, we were unable to play the music during halftime, but we will still show you the halftime performance from the TU Palms team as they get into formation. That comes up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet-designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health. Great care from great people.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online Tire Finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet-designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health. Great care from great people.
Back here at halftime on the regular season finale of Taylor football here in 2023 with our great crew. Camera operator Nathan Tompkins across the way. Our producer-director Colin Norman, the executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network, is Mr. Seth Michael. At the break, it's Taylor trailing St. Francis 21-16. Taylor marched right down the field on that opening drive of the game, but sadly it stalled inside the 15-yard line. They had to settle for a 26-yard Isaac Hoke field goal to make it 3-0. Then after that, it was all USF. They scored on a 4th down and 4 from the 10. Grimmel able to connect with McCall Ray on a high-arcing 10-yard pass. That made it 7-0 St. Francis. The Trojans forced to punt after another decent drive. Didn't go their way. And then a 7-play drive capped off by the 41-yard catch from Crosley Mikichin for the touchdown catch from Grimmel. And they made it 14-3 USF. Later on, after the Trojans had to throw an interception, Kevin Ford picked it off. USF went right down and scored 5 plays later. David Smith capped it for a 5-yard score. And just like that, USF had gone from 3-0 down to leading 21 unanswered points, leading 21-3. But don't fret, the Trojans answered on the very next possession. It was Ja Thomas scoring from 65 yards out on just 3 plays. Lucas Schultz missed the extra point. Taylor was down 21-9. After that, the Trojans forced a punt. Ellis fumbled inside the 5. USF recovered, but then Levi Brown got the first interception of his career, had a nice run back, set up Taylor at the 6, and then Damon Hockett scored from 1 yard out to make it 21-16. Taylor forced a punt after USF started their own 25-yard line. DRC had the ball at midfield. Taylor, though, had the drive sputter. Actually got it all the way to the 47. They had it 4th and goal to go from about the 4 with 6 seconds left to play in the first half. But Hockett tried to take it in himself. The USF defense pushed him back, and the clock ran out in the first half, and the Trojans found themselves down 21-16. If Taylor could have scored there, that would have been huge because they get the ball to start this third quarter. They could have been up 23-21 or even 24-21 if they had gone for 2 and then an option to make it a 2-possession lead. Take a look at some of the team stats. Taylor had the edge in first downs over St. Francis, 13-10. Taylor was great on the ground in the first half, 167 yards on 29 carries. Both teams over 200 total yards in the first half. Taylor ran 8 more plays, 41-33. USF had the advantage through the air, 165 yards passing to Taylor's 71. Each team has at least one takeaway today. The Trojans have fumbled it away once. They also have thrown the interception, and they also had the interception as well from Grummel, picked off by Brown. Possession time, edge of that goes to Taylor, just over 16 minutes. USF at almost 14. Third down efficiency, USF was great, 5 of 9. Taylor slightly less at 4 of 9. Both teams went for it on 4th down at least once. USF, as we mentioned, got the touchdown. They're 1 for 1. Taylor 1 for 2. Their last 4th down conversion did not go their way. They had a big 4th down conversion and on that drive that eventually was stalled inside the 5. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at the individual stats. At the break, St. Francis leads Taylor 21-16 here in the regular season finale. This is the BSN Sports Halftime Report on the Trojan Sports Network. We are back in 1 minute.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Back on the BSN Sports Halftime Report, 21-16, St. Francis leads Taylor at the break. Here's a look at the individual stats as the specialists for both teams back on the field getting warmed up and going through their halftime progressions. We'll start with the visitors, St. Francis. Grant Grimmel, the quarterback, IU transfer who started a handful of games for those in Bloomington, was 12 of 17 through the air for 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Rushing yards, not great for USF today. Their leading rusher, Cam Peterson, 7 carries for 18 yards. That's less than 3 yards a carry. And no one has rushed for a bigger gain than 8 on the ground today for USF. David Smith, 4 carries in a reserve role, 12 yards. He does have the rushing touchdown from 5 yards away. 3 players with at least 2 catches for USF today. Avante Vickers, 2 grabs for 21 yards, a long of 18. Crosley Mickeychin, he's got the 2 catches for 59 yards, including a 41-yard touchdown. And Adaje Dandridge, 1 catch for 34 yards. That was his only grab of the first half. On the other side, for Taylor, they had 4 different players attempt to pass in the first half, or 3 different players, including a team pass attempt in the first half. Damon Hockett, the starting quarterback, was 4 of 9 for 32 yards and an interception. Jack D'Arcy, the wide receiver, completed a pass for 23 yards. That was to Stephen Ellis. And Isaiah Grabowskis picked up the 4th down conversion. The backup quarterback, 16 yards through the air on the 4th down try. That was his only attempt of the day. Rushing for Taylor, Ja Thomas, great. 7 carries, 94 yards, including 65 on that touchdown run. 1 carry for Sonicson for 25 yards, 4 for Ellis for 9. Hockett in negative yardage today, but he does have the touchdown run. 2 carries for Dylan Scally as he's been battling an upper body injury. He was a game-time decision today. And Brendan Lamb, 10 carries for 44 yards. He has been the stalwart in the backfield today for the Trojans. Receiving for Taylor, Stephen Ellis, the 2 catches for 39 yards, a long of 23. Ja Thomas with a catch for 11. Hudson Holbein a catch for 6. J.J. Payne had a catch, but it was behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2. Andrew Bagley had the shovel pass, and he got 17 yards on the shovel for his only catch of the day. Isaac Hoke, 1 for 1 on field goals, made that 26-yarder to start. He also has made his only extra point. Lucas Schultz has missed his only extra point try today. Aiden Hosler, no field goal attempts, but he's 3 of 3 on the point afters this afternoon. Leading tacklers for USF, Emmanuel Davis and Nate Newcomer, each with 5. Newcomer's also got 2 tackles for loss today for the Cougs. 8 tackles for Jacob Hockett to lead the way for TU. Reese Pinckney's got 2 tackles for loss to go with his 3 stops today. Reed Wheeler and Avon Jones and Jeremiah Mansfield each have 4 tackles today. Both teams back on the field. We're about 3 minutes and change less away from getting going here in the third quarter. It's the regular season finale for Taylor and St. Francis. USF trying to go 2 games above 500 and finish that way here in the regular season. Taylor trying to get their 3rd win of the year and their 3rd win ever against St. Francis. We've got 30 minutes of football left, and Taylor gets the ball to start quarter number 3 as they trail St. Francis 21-16. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. Kickoff of the second half comes up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan. Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Actually, excuse me, I was wrong. St. Francis is the ones that get the ball to start the second half. I apologize. I got confused. So the Trojans not getting points there looms even larger here at the end of that first half. Isaac Hoke's got it teed up, ready to kick it away. And back deep is Drew Wheat, the freshman wide receiver. So pooch kick, far side, waving for it and making the fair catch on his chest at around the 26-yard line as one of the upbacks for USF. That would be Hunter Stroll. And St. Francis gets it 1st and 10 with great field position at around the 26-27-yard line. Last couple of drives for USF. Last 3 drives have gone punt, interception, and punt. Can Grant Grimmel change the luck here for USF as they start 1st and 10 from their own 28, going from right to left in white jerseys and silver pants. 21-16, the USF lead. Grimmel has Peterson to his left in the gun. Arms outstretched, takes a short snap, play action, throws across the middle, caught by Ray. Running away from Brown, cuts it back to the 40, 45 as he races to the far sideline. Caught by McCall Ray, the graduate. Played at IU along with Grimmel, and both have transferred north to USF. And a quick hitter and a nice play to start things here for USF. They've got it already out to the Taylor 48, or the USF 48-yard line, 1st and 10, as the chains reset after the initial play of this third quarter. Quick hitter again, screen pass off target and thrown in to the USF bench by Dandridge. 20 yards on the pitch and catch. And an incompletion there as Dandridge was the man in the area. 13 of 19 is Grimmel through the air. Last 4 games, remember, 6 TDs, 6 picks. Gives off to Peterson over the right side. Was held in check in the first half. Runs into a wall of purple right around midfield. He got 1 extra yard to the Taylor 49. It'll be a pickup of 3. Jones, Hockett, Mansfield, and the rest of the defensive line there to stop Cam Peterson. So a gain of 3 to the Taylor 49-yard line. As USF goes from right to left here, first drive of the third quarter, they lead 21-16. Snap back to Grimmel, drops back, Taylor rushes 4. Here comes the Trojans, and Grimmel sacked. Jeremiah Mansfield takes Grimmel down all the way back at the USF 40. First sack of the day for TU, and it's a 3-and-out brought to you by Jeremiah Mansfield.
Loss of 9 on the play. It is 4th and long. 49,
Derek Robb, the graduate student out of Bellefontaine, Ohio, on to punt. 2 first-half punts. They went about 30 yards. Jonathan Harris comes in. He blocked a punt last week on his way to League Special Teams Award. Robb, spiral right side, caught by DRC on the numbers of the 30, the 35, the 40, far side of hash mark 45-50, taken down from behind. But Jack DRC's done a nice job in the punt return game today. Nick Nondorf stopped him. But Taylor, they get a 3-and-out thanks to the Mansfield sack, and they have an opportunity to regain the lead with a touchdown, and they're going to start in USF territory at the Cougar 46 on the nice return by Jack DRC. 13:27 left to play in the third quarter. First crack at the ball here in quarter number 3 as Taylor starts with their best field position outside of the interception return by Brown. 1st and 10 for Taylor from the USF 46. They go from left to right. Handoff around the near side. Thomas tries a break to the edge, a stiff arm. He'll be horse-collared, and he slithers his way through up to the 45. He stiff-armed Trayshawn Jones. He scooted away from another USF defender. Bailey Parker finally stopped him. And that was a lot of running for no yards forward as Thomas able to keep it at 2nd and 10. John, the first half, almost 100 yards on 7 carries. Here he's in motion again from the left side. Hockett turns and gives the Lamb, puts his nose down up the middle. Burrows forward to the 42. A gain of 4 will be 3rd and 6.
brought down by 92, Marquise Cross.
Marquise Cross in on the stop there for USF. He wasn't on the 2 deep this week for the Cougars, but he has been making big plays all over the field defensively here for the Cougars. 4-man front for USF, 3rd and 6 for Taylor. They're down 21-16. First drive of the third quarter for the Trojans. After forcing a 3-and-out punt by the visitors. The wideouts are DRC and Thomas to the far side of the field as the snap comes from just inside the near hash mark. Payne's the lone man on the near side. Bagley and Thomas, the wingbacks for Hockett in the pistol. Fakes the handoff. He'll cut back to the left. Can't pitch it. He darts up the middle, trying to swarm his way forward. And Hockett carries 4 men to the USF 35 and is going to move the sticks by himself. A hookup of 7 on the ground as Hockett read it, flew forward, and he drug Cougars forward, and the Trojans get a fresh set of downs.
Big gain on the play, and that's good for a Taylor.
Taylor down by 5, looking to get their second lead of the day as they go from left to right. They led 3-zip on the opening possession thanks to the first made field goal of the year for Isaac Hoke. And then came away with no points on a goal-to-go situation at the end of the first half. Hockett drops back, throws across the middle, just led Thomas a little bit too much as there was a couple of different USF players surrounding Thomas. Bailey Parker was the one dropping in coverage, the 6'3 safety. Got upended as he collided with Thomas. Both men are okay. And 2nd down and 10 here for Taylor. Trojans from left to right, ball rests on the near hash mark. Taylor with the purple jerseys and the gray pants and the purple helmets. 4-man front for USF with 5 in the secondary. Hockett pulls. He'll pitch it out late to the far side. Ellis 35-30, and he'll get taken down right when he gets to that 30-yard line. Trayshawn Jones is the one that stalked him down in front of the USF sideline across from us. Actually, he didn't get to the 30. Got only to the 31, did Ellis. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the second time here on the drive. It was Hockett that picked up the yardage needed. Got 7 when he needed 6 earlier. Can he get the 7 yards here with Taylor down 5, 11 minutes left to play in the third quarter. 21-16 is the Taylor deficit. Trojans 1 for 1 on 3rd down on the drive, 5 for 10 for the game. Snap back to Hockett, drops back on 3, throws near side and undercutting the route and intercepting it. No, dropping it was Isaiah Higgins. He stepped right in front of J.J. Payne, and the senior had an easy interception, but it went right through his arms. And the Taylor offense remains on the field. It'll be 4th and 6 from the St. Francis 31.
to Isaiah Higgins. That brings up 4th and 6.
Hockett today, 4 of 11 through the air. Taylor is 1 for 2 on third down. Shoe high snap. Hockett rolls near side. Throws to the end zone. Once J.J. Payne has the separation, it's over his head. But a flag is thrown. The Taylor near sideline, hoping that it's against USF. And it looks like it's going to be against Isaiah Higgins. This should be a fresh set of downs for Taylor. The USF folks across from us. An automatic first down on the 10-yard penalty. The Cougar coaching staff and sideline across from us were saying there was an uncatchable ball. But the 10-yard mark-off puts the ball at the USF 21-yard line, and after the Trojans look to have turned it over on downs, they get a fresh set of life thanks to the 10th penalty today by USF for 96 yards by the visitors. Clock stops with 10:43 to play in the third quarter. First drive of the third for Taylor. They go from left to right on the left hash mark, trailing by 5. Sonicson in motion. Hockett, handoff off the middle to Lamb. Burrows through, and he gets taken down right before he got to the third level. Hauling him down was Shamar Smith, the fifth-year senior out of Indy. And an injury timeout as Smith lost his helmet. Wasn't an injury timeout, official's timeout, as Smith has to come out for one play. He'll be replaced on the field by Javen Lowe.
Gain of 8. 2nd and 2.
Second down and 2 from the St. Francis 13 as Lamb has had a nice day, averaging 5 yards a pop here on senior day. He'll get it again, dancing around the left side. He's home free, and Lamb's in for the go-ahead score. Nice jump cut in the backfield by Lamb, and the senior out of Ohio went in almost untouched into the end zone to our right. 13-yard score for Lamb, and the Taylor offense is going to go for 2 as they lead 22-21 with 10-12 left to play here in the third. An 8-play drive that started at the USF 46. Remember earlier the Trojans did miss an extra point, but Lamb scores from 13 yards away, and there's a whole bunch of motion going with 3 seconds on the play clock. Hockett. Knee-high snap, fakes the handoff. It's an end around near side, and Ellis could moonwalk into the end zone. He darts across the goal line. difficulties during the last couple of plays. USF has got the ball. They trail for just the second time today as they go from right to left. Snap high, give off to Weed over the right side. He gets stopped in the backfield. It'll be third down and long here for USF as they trail 24-21. 9 minutes and change left to play here in quarter number 3. USF had to punt after a Mansfield sack on the last drive. Again, USF from right to left trying to extend the drive here as they trail by 3. Snap back to Grimmel. Pressure comes from Green. Grimmel runs to the right side. Mansfield tries to track him down. Grimmel wins the foot race up the far side, and he gets the first down inside Taylor territory at the 41, maybe the 40.
Gain of 13 on the play. That's good for a Cougar first down. Rebels pass ball incomplete. Broken up by 4, Reese Pinckney. Number 80, Crossley Eaton, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. Number 1, Cam Peterson on the carry. Gain of 7. With 3 yards to go, it's down. 16, Grant Gremmel on the carry. Brought down by 44, Avon Jones. Gain of 1. It is 4th and 2.
Timeout. Francis. First charge timeout of the half.
Taylor Athletics would like to thank Optimum Performance Sports, Fort Wayne Orthopedics, Best One Auto and Tire Care of Upland, Ivanhoe's, the Edward Jones Financial Offices of Mark Sieglin, Adam Sieglin, Ryan Jones, and Rob Sisson, Marion Health, Holiday Inn Express of Gas City, and BSN Sports for their support as corporate partners of the Trojans throughout the 2023-2024 year. TU Athletics appreciates their support. It is 4th and 2.
We apologize again for the sound issues we've been running into today. It's 4th down and 2 here for St. Francis. They trail 24-21 to Taylor. We're just less than 7 minutes gone here in the third. Gremmel in the gun with Peterson to his right. High snap, gives off to Peterson up the middle. He gets the first down and lunges across, trying to get to the 26, and he got there. And USF picks up their second 4th down conversion of the day. This is the 8th play of the drive.
Brought down by 44, Avon Jones. In on the play is enough for a St. Francis.
It'll be a St. Francis first down as they go from right to left, picking up their second first down here of the afternoon. 6.5 as the clock winds in the third. Peterson handoff around the left side. Jones couldn't get to him as Peterson accelerates and steps out of bounds before Wheeler was able to stop him. As Peterson's starting to heat up here in this third quarter. He was held in check in the opening half, but he started to have some big plays here in the third. An 8-yard pickup. 2nd down and 2 for the 10th play of the drive. It's in the red zone for USF as they trail for the second time today, 24-21. 3 wide to the right for Grimmel. Back to Peterson again. It's worked the last couple of times. He swims and squirts his way through and picks him another first down, this one to the 13. He had a 5-yard pickup on 2nd and 2. The best drive of the afternoon continuing here for USF as they look to regain the lead after going 3 and out, essentially on the opening drive. They got a first down on a 20-yard run on the pass, on the first play of last drive, and then they went 3 and out after that. Screen right side, caught, trying to get to the outside boundary. Brown fights through the screen, or fights through a block, and able to tackle Patchett out of play. A short gain for Patchett to the 10. That's a 3-yard hookup on 1st and 10. Ball at the 10-yard line, right hash mark for Grimmel. Arms outstretched to Peterson. Stretch play, has blockers, but they ran out of room, and the Trojans came knifing in around the wall set up by big pulling right guard Joe Henry. Pinckney, one of the first purple waves to come flashing through, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 on no gain here for USF. Good drive working here for USF as they try to punch it into the end zone to our left. USF at 50% on 3rd down today. They're 6 of 12. Snap back to Grimmel. Drops back on a 5-step drop. Wheel route far side. Hockett got in there and broke up the play as Grimmel tried to connect with Peterson. Good job by Hockett to break it up, and now Hosler on to try to add and try to tie this game. Hosler 3 for 4 on field goals this year. He was 2 for 2 last week. A chip shot of 26 yards from the right hash mark. Low snap, it's spun. The right-footed kick is up through the uprights to our left, and it's good. And with 4:29 left to play here in the third quarter, we are tied at 24 apiece here on the Trojan Sports Network. Field goal up and good on the 27-yard attempt from Hosler. We are tied at 24 here in the third quarter with 4:29 left.
Number 8, Jack Diarcy on the return. Brought down by 43, Nick Nandor.
Folks, we got some gremlins in this booth, and it is not good. I don't know. There's something going on in this booth. We've got gremlins all over the place. So Taylor's got it 1st and 10 from their own 29. We've got 4:21 left to go here in the third quarter. We are tied at 24 in a good regular season finale between the Trojans of Taylor and the St. Francis Cougars. Play action, screen far side, bounces in short to Hudson Holbein, and that will be an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Taylor as they go from left to right. Thomas spins, big hit after the completion, but a flag is thrown.
Brought down by 32, Emmanuel Davis.
So Emmanuel Davis on the stop. We'll wait and see what the flag is about. USF has already been penalized for over 100 yards, or close to 100 yards today, 10 of them in total. And this is against the Cougars. This is going to put them over 100 yards in penalty yardage today. Looks like it's going to go against Taylor as they try to set up a screen for Thomas. And here's the call. Holding on Holbein. It'll be a 10-yard mark-off, and it'll be 2nd down and 20 for the Trojans back at their own 19. Thomas replaces Lamb in the backfield as the wide receiver has been getting more and more opportunities with more and more packages designed for him as a true running back for the better part of a month. But he'll actually jog to the wing to the far side of the field. It's going to be an empty set with 4 wide and a tight end here for Hockett. Option, pitching out to Thomas. He's walled up and ushered out of bounds quickly. It's no gain on the play. Coming in quick to take him down was Ray Smith, along with the help of Nate Newcomer. It'll be a loss of 2 back to the 16. The Trojans going in the wrong direction. Make it a loss of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 19 here for Taylor. They're just 5 for 11 on 3rd down today. They need the 34-yard line. So we'll be 3rd down and 18. Lamb back in the backfield, 3 wide here for Hockett. Near hash mark snap, rolls to the far side. Still running, looking for someone to throw to. Finally throws off his back foot. DRC comes back to catch. He made the catch, but he wasn't in bounds. And after USF marched right down, the Taylor defense held them to 3. The Trojans go 3 and out with 3:20 left to play here in quarter number 3.
That brings up 4th and 18.
Grabowskis on to punt again. Isaiah just 1 punt today. The last time the Trojans were in the punt formation, they ran the fake, and Grabowskis had a 16-yard pass as the backup QB. He booms a right foot end over end here to McCall Ray. Makes the over-the-shoulder catch, retreats back inside his 40. Dancing on the near side numbers. Avon Jones tackles him just shy of the 45. He went nowhere fast. And that's where St. Francis takes over with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go in this 3rd stanza. A field goal right now for USF has tied the game at 24 after the Trojans got a touchdown on their first drive of the 3rd and got a 2-point conversion to go up 24-21. So both teams have punted once, and both teams have scored points here in this 3rd quarter so far today. 1st and 10 for Grimmel from the USF 46. We've got 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the 3rd of this regular season finale. Backup back to the right of Grimmel. It'll be Wheat, who darts up the near side. Wheat, a shifty backup running back, the freshman who's listed as a wide receiver but has been getting more running back carries today. He takes it into Taylor territory at the 49. That's a gain of 6. Make it a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Fifth carry of the afternoon for Wheat. He's over 20 yards, and he remains to the right of Grimmel in the gun. 4 wide for USF. Back to Wheat again, right up the middle. He is met aggressively by Hockett. Wheat got one the hard way, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 from the Taylor 48. USF 6 of 13 on 3rd down today. Just 1 of 4 here in the 3rd quarter, however. Ovante Vickers is the only wide out to the near side. Dandridge is one of trips to the right. Peterson back into the right of the quarterback, Grimmel. Taylor brings a blitz near side with Wheeler. It's a play-action throw and broken up on the near side by Reese Pinckney. The ball was thrown behind by Grimmel as Wheeler came in on the near side, almost untouched. And it'll be 4th and 2, and the St. Francis offense looks to be going for it. Vickers was the intended man, and here comes USF. 2 of 2 on 4th down today. They need a pair of yards right here. 2 wide to either side for Grant Grimmel. Grimmel, the former IU quarterback. High snap, drop straight back, throws near side, open and caught. And then breaking a tackle's Paget inside the numbers as he came from the near sideline, gets across the 40 to the 38. A gain of 10 on 4th and 2, and the third fourth down pickup is in the books today for USF, and the drive continues. A nice screen to the senior Eli Paget, who had no catches last week, has had a couple of big grabs here so far today. That's the fourth one of the afternoon for Paget. Two backs in the backfield. Smith gets as he works out to the right side. He gets tripped at the shoelaces by Hockett before Smith was going to be off to the races.
20, David Smith on the carry. Tripped up by 32, Jacob Hockett.
Key tackle there for the elder of the Hockett brothers to limit Smith to just 1 yard.
Gain of 1.
It'll be 2nd down and 9. With almost a minute left to play in quarter number 3, we're tied at 24. Taylor trying to get their third ever win against USF. The Cougars trying to get 2 games above 500 at 6-4. Peterson, inside handoff, big hole that's filled quickly by guess who? Jacob Hockett again.
Number 1, Cam Peterson on the carry.
Hockett drives him down, but a 4-yard scoop for Peterson. It'll be 3rd down and manageable. And USF will have to snap the ball before the end of the third quarter comes. Third down and 3 for USF as they go from right to left. Actually make it 3rd down and 5 as the ball back a little bit farther than where we could see. A back on either side of Grimmel. Those are Peterson and Smith. They will run out into the formation. Grimmel throws an in route in and out of the hands, dropped by Dandridge as he was running a crossing route. That would have been good enough for the first down to the Taylor 25. Third quarter clock stops with 16 seconds left, and St. Francis does not seem to be bringing the punt unit on here again. It'll be 4th and 5. They just picked up a 4th and 2 with a 10-yard pickup earlier on the drive to keep the drive going. We're tied at 24 here in the third quarter of a really fun regular season finale from Taylor University. Some confusion for one of the backup wide receivers as Schock moves from the left to the right. 2 wide receivers either side for Grimmel. Drops straight back, throws far side, and he'll be Schock to come and catch as he just got inside Wheeler. Jones came and he planted Grimmel, but the quarterback had gotten the ball away. USF is 4 for 4 on 4th down tries, including 3 of 3 here in the third quarter. And that's their second. 4th down pickup here on this drive, and it brings us to the end of the third quarter. A 6-yard pitch and catch, 1st and 10 for USF. They'll have the ball at the Taylor 27 on the other end of the field. 15 more minutes left to go in the 2023 season. We're tied at 24 between Taylor and St. Francis. We're back with the fourth quarter next here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online Tire Finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
(24-24), first play of the fourth quarter. It'll be a 1st down and 10. It's the 9th play of the drive for St. Francis. Taylor got the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to go up 24-21 before the Hosler field goal. Ties us at 24. And here we go, final 15 minutes of the regular season right here. Arms out extended for Grimmel. Hand off to Smith around the left side. Taylor stringing it out. Smith tries to cut it up, and he does, and he spins out of a tackle. He ran into the bear hug of Wheeler, but it's going to be a 9-yard pickup on a patient run to the left side by Smith on a stretch play that he found the sliver and cut it right up, putting his foot in the turf. Into the red zone goes USF. They've got it 2nd and 1 at the Trojan 18. They go from left to right here in the fourth, 30 seconds into the fourth. Peterson, handoff around the left side, same exact play, different result. He stays in bounds as the clock winds, as Green for Taylor was the first one to get to him. No gain for Peterson. It'll be 3rd down and 1 from the Trojan 18. This is the 11th play of the drive for St. Francis. It's their longest drive of the afternoon. Or excuse me, their second longest drive of the afternoon after the field goal attempt back in the 3rd. That one went 13 plays. This one is the 11th. Shock in motion from slot right to slot left. That's the short side of the field. Now comes back in motion. Peterson, handoff up the middle. Big hole and more. He is going to be home free for the go-ahead touchdown from 18 yards away. Peterson right over the left guard. There was a huge hole, and he was untouched. And just over a minute into this fourth quarter, USF regains a 6-point lead at 30-24 with Hosler coming on to try to add the extra point. Peterson had 2 rushing touchdowns last week in the win over Concordia. That's his first one today. Hosler's been perfect on his extra points so far today, 4 for 4. And he's 4 for 4 right there. Right foot is up and true. 31-24, the USF lead just underway here in the fourth. We're back at the kickoff next on the Trojan Sports Network. This will be the 3rd drive of the second half for Taylor. First one was a Lamb touchdown. They then went 3 and out. They find themselves down 7, a minute and 10 seconds into this 3rd stanza. Aiden Hosler just connected on his 4th extra point of the afternoon. He's also drilled a field goal that tied the game at 24. Blue cleat into the ball with his right foot, end over end, sends DRC 5 yards deep, and he's going to take it out of the end zone, veering to the right. Steps over one would-be tackle, and he gets banged down inside the 15. DRC is going to want to have that one back. Could have just taken the touchback, and Taylor would have been 10 yards farther up, but they're actually going to be not even at the 15. They got to maybe just the 12 or the 13. And DRC trying to make a play here with 13:45 remaining in the season. But he comes up 12 yards shy of where he could have gotten it by taking the touchback. Dylan Scally in there in the backfield behind Hocken in the pistol. We have barely seen the reclassified 4th-year man today because of an upper body injury. Gets the handoff here. Jitterbugs his way over the left side, keeps those legs moving, and a nice pickup on 1st and 10 as he gets it across the 15 to the 17, a gain of 4.
Brought down by 48, Nate Talhelm.
Nate Talhelm again on the stop again. He's been active from that linebacker spot. He's a big guy out there at linebacker at 6'4", 220 pounds. He goes with Bailey Parker, their 6'3" safety. They got a lot of height there at the linebacker and safety spots. Screen. Now Ellis thought about a halfback pass. He throws it, chucks it up. It'll be underthrown and easily intercepted by the aforementioned Parker. As the Trojans try to hit a home run to J.J. Payne. Parker returns it up the far sideline. He steps out into his own bench inside the Trojan 25. And after the DRC misplay to bring it out of the end zone and get stops at the 13, the Trojans turn it over for the 3rd time today as Ellis on the wide receiver pass tried to connect, and Parker gets the interception, and USF has got great field position just outside the red zone, trying to make it a 2-score game, a minute 55 into this 4th quarter. The Trojans did not turn it over once last week. Today they've turned it over 3 times here against USF. 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the Trojan 23-yard line. They go from left to right with Grimmel the quarterback. Hand off to Peterson up the middle, just scored on his last touch. Hockett tries to rip it out as he takes him down inside the 20. to the 17. That's a gain of 6 as Peterson starting to find his rhythm after a quiet first half. Peterson averaging over 4 yards a carry. He's over 70 yards so far here in the ball game, and most of them been coming here in half number 2. A gain of 6 at second down and 4. He's to the right of the quarterback, Grimmel. Ray in motion again, trying to stretch it out left side. Couldn't hurdle the man. As the Trojans able to cut a dive underneath a couple of cut blocks. Wheeler and Whitby slowed Peterson's gain to a minimal yardage. He actually lost 3 yards back to the 20. Not what USF wanted to see from their dynamic running back Cam Peterson. They begin a healthy dose of 1 and white here this afternoon. He exits in favor of Drew Wheat. Hassan Lambert to the left of Grimmel, the quarterback in the gun. First time we've seen Lambert today. Dropping back, Taylor brings pressure. Grimmel steps out of the tackle of Jones. A flip forward, and he kicks Lambert wide open, and Lambert goes in on the far sideline. Grimmel got punished as he flipped the ball away right before he got sacked. But Lambert, the junior running back, on his first snap of the day, scores, and it's a 2-possession lead here for USF with 37-24 the margin. Hosler on to add the extra point after the 20-yard reception from Lambert on a flick from Grimmel. Grimmel's 3rd passing touchdown of the day. The extra point from Hosler is up and good. Still plenty of time left, but for the second time today, St. Francis gets a touchdown off a Taylor turnover. That's 14 points off of Taylor giveaways today, and that's the USF lead at 38-24 with 11:45 to play in the 4th. The Trojans have turned it over 3 times today. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. 2 out of those 3 turnovers have led to 14 of the USF points. The other turnover was the fumble recovery. The Trojans were able to wipe that one away thanks to the Levi Brown interception. But a pick there from Ellis sets up the Lambert 20-yard flip. And D'Arcy will take this and have to return it from the 2-yard line. Angles near side, tries to get to the edge, turns up, and he's whipped and spun out of bounds. Good coverage on the near side by Cam Galentine, who we've seen in the backfield a couple of times. He was the Wildcat quarterback back in the first half, 8 and white for St. Francis. So 11:40 left to go here. St. Francis has a 14-point lead at 38-24 after the Trojans had come all the way back and scored 21 unanswered points to take a 24-21 lead. Hockett with Scally behind him. We've not seen Dawson Scally for the second week in a row after getting injured in practice before last week's game against Lawrence Tech. A negative play here for older brother Dylan, who will be coming back next year for his 5th-year senior season.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
And it's a loss of 2 back to the Taylor 21-yard line. Taylor still averaging 5 yards per play, but USF has outgained Taylor by 80 yards here so far. Hockett drops, throws a deep, beautiful ball up the middle. Ja Thomas wide open over the shoulder. Now a foot race, and Ja Thomas is not going to be caught as he goes in untouched for his 2nd huge touchdown of the day, this one through the air. 79 yards for Ja Thomas. 2 touchdowns today. The first one a 65-yard run, and this one through the air for Thomas for 6. And here's Isaac Hoke on to add the extra point. And an injury timeout is Bailey Parker was the one trying to chase down Ja Thomas, and then after Thomas had got into the end zone, it was Parker that was bent over at the waist. Julie Lies, the athletic trainer for St. Francis, comes out to take a look at Bailey Parker. Will step away momentarily. Extra point to come with Taylor back into this one. They made it a one-score game, down 38-30 with 11:02 to go here in the fourth, with an extra point still to come. Good to see Parker able to walk off under his own power. Does have a slight limp, but Parker's been really good today defensively for St. Francis. And Hoke's on to add the extra point. He is 1 for 1 on the point after touchdowns today. Trying to make it a 7-point Taylor deficit with still plenty of time left to go in the fourth. His right-footed kick is up and through. 11:02 left to go here from Turner Stadium. Regular season finale. And the Trojans back to within 7. Kickoff is coming up next here on the Trojan Sports Network. Lucas Schultz is on to add, or not on to add the extra point. That's normally what we've seen him do the last couple of weeks, but Lucas has been mainly handling the kickoff duties today. 79-yard reception to the house for Ja Thomas, his second touchdown of the day, first one through the air. And Schultz kicks it deep inside the 10. Wheat's going to have to take it, bounces off his hands, takes it up the near side of the 10 to the 15, slips through a couple tackles before Thad Toman came in to get him around the 15-yard line, along with the help of Josh Ellman. Good job by Wheat to do something out of nothing there. He could have been planted inside the 5 as it bounced up off of his hands and his shoulder pads. But with 10:43 left, USF has already used the timeout today. Taylor, actually, I don't think USF has used a timeout today, unless they charge them the one for the injury timeout. I think the officials might have just noticed that as well. Did the play clock get going too fast here?
10 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock.
They also had 20 seconds run off the clock. 10 minutes, 45 seconds is what we have left here in the regular season for both teams. Taylor looking for that third win of the year, but more importantly, their third win in program history against St. Francis. David Smith, the running back for the Gremmel, 1st and 10 from the USF 16, going for it. High throw, intercepted by David Worlds. Trying to take it back to the house near side. He gets ripped around the head. There's going to be an extra 15 yards as Worlds keeps those legs moving. Gremmel giving out gifts on his second interception of the day, and Worlds comes out. This should be a 15-yard penalty, and Taylor should have it goal to go, trying to tie the game after just seeing Thomas take it to the house a few moments ago. An overthrow by Gremmel. So it's a face mask as Worlds was trying to take it up the near side. And a huge penalty again for USF. That's their 11th of the day accepted against them. It's over 100 yards, and Taylor's got it goal to go from the USF 9 down 7. We haven't even played 5 minutes in this fourth quarter, and this game has gotten weirder and weirder by the moment. First and goal from the USF 9. Taylor trying to tie the game As a handoff over to Lamb, slipped through the initial tackle. Was able to squirm his way forward. No, he actually lost a yard back to the 10. Good pressure up the middle there by St. Francis. As the Trojans trying to score their second touchdown off of a USF giveaway today. After they converted the first Grimmel interception into a touchdown, trying to do it here and tie the game at 38. Hockett waves Sonics into motion from the left slot, faking the handoff. Hockett throws right across the middle, caught. Oh no, it's intercepted. They had Bagley wide open, but jumping the pass was Nate Newcomer, and then he takes it out to the 21-yard line. The two teams trade interceptions. Worlds and then Newcomer takes it right back as the Trojans had Bagley wide open in the end zone, but the safety Newcomer came across and picked it clean as Hockett gets picked off for the second time today. That's the fourth turnover for Taylor today. Well, I said the game was weird, didn't I? And we keep getting weirder and weirder by the moment. So an opportunity with just seconds coming off the clock for both teams. It was a one-play interception by Worlds on Grimmel, and now he's right back out there. He hands it off to Peterson over the left side. That's where he's had a lot of success. They jump cuts, and then Wheeler comes in like a missile and smacks him to the 25 after a scamper of 4.
Brought down by 42, Reed Wheeler.
What do the final 9 minutes and change have left for us here in the 2023 regular season with what we've had here in the fourth? Ball might have been slightly underthrown by just a whisker, but a great play there by Newcomer to jump in when Bagley had nobody around him except for when Newcomer jumped into the picture. Lambert, the back, gets his first carry of the day. His first touch went for a touchdown. He goes nowhere thanks to Avon Jones and his buddies in purple. A 1-yard pickably 3rd down and 5 here for USF. USF 8 of 17 on 3rd down today. The Cougars, though, are 3 of 8 here in the second half. And the Trojans force a 3 and out after they look to have a game-tying touchdown ripped away by Newcomer. Peterson, the starting running back, not in there on this 3rd and 5. It's Lambert next to Grimmel in the gun with 4 wide. 5 in the secondary for Taylor. Ranzau forces pressure. Grimmel running to the near side, pumps once. Pryor trying to chase him. Grimmel runs near side. He'll be stepped out of bounds at the 31, which is close to the line to gain, and he got it on the dot. Grimmel with another scramble for a 1st down as the Trojan secondary had everybody locked up tight, but Grimmel just able to leak out on the near side and get the 5 yards needed to move the sticks. Grimmel not known for his legs, but he's been able to show them off here this afternoon. Peterson back in there with Grimmel to Grimmel's right. Again, 4 wide, 2 either side from the near side, hash mark snap. Peterson around the left side again. Good blocking from USF. Peterson gets to the edge. Mansfield tries to get him to the edge, and Peterson ushered out of bounds into his own sideline across from us. An 8 or 9 yard gain out near the 40 for Cam Peterson.
Forced out of bounds by 96, Jeremiah Mansfield.
Mansfield was one of the first Trojans over there to get him, but it's a 9-yard pickup right to the 40 as Peterson just easily glided for those 9 yards. 2nd and 1 for USF after the interception from Newcomer. They lead by 7, 38-31 after Taylor had gotten the pick from Worlds. That set them up for an opportunity. Here's Wheeler on a blitz, trying to get Peterson from behind. He stepped right through, and now Peterson in the open field. He steps in front, he runs through arm tackles, and Peterson almost home free. A late dive from John. There's the ball's loose. It's so loose inside the 5. Everybody's diving on it. The way the St. Francis fans react across from us, it's the Trojan ball. There was a fan in a white hoodie, and he was so sad after the ball was ripped away from Peterson. And it's Avon Jones that comes out of the pile with it, as Peterson looked to be home free for a touchdown, but the Taylor defense had other ideas.
The fumble was forced by 19, Jonathan Harris, and was recovered by 44, Avon Jones.
So Harris forces the fumble, his second big play, and Jones comes up on the recovery. Taylor's got a lot of yards to go. It's 1st and 97. From their own 3, going from right to left, still down 7, with a whole bunch of time left at 7:21 on the 4th quarter clock. Hockett with Lamb behind him. Pitching out right side of Thomas to catch the ball behind him. He caught it. Pirouettes his way across the 5 out near the 10. We'll call it a gain of 5 to the 8. Good carry there from Ja Thomas, who's been on a lightning rod today for the Trojans. That gets him over 100 yards rushing, by the way.
Gain of 5. Second and 5.
He remains in there in the backfield with Lamb as D'Arcy and Payne come to the near side for Taylor. They go from right to left with the setting sun on both this Saturday in November and on the 2023 season for both teams. 6:40 left to go in the season. Taylor trails USF 38-31 as the Trojans try to defeat St. Francis for just the 3rd time in program history. Option, pitching to Thomas, tries to get to the edge. He has to bounce it outside. Good block. Thomas, he'll hit the brakes. He gets walled up and spun back. He pops free, fights for extra yardage out to the 15. It would have been good enough for a first down, but there's a hold on the near side that's going to negate the gain for Thomas.
Isaiah Higgins and 23 Nate Newcomer. Flag on the play.
It'll be just a 3rd penalty against Taylor today on a hold, and it more likely will be half the distance to the goal since it happened inside the 10. Repeat second down on the hold on the freshman wide receiver J.J. Payne. So instead of having either 3rd and 1 or a fresh set of downs, the hold after a great will of a run for Ja Thomas has got Taylor back to 2nd and 9 as the ball's at their own 4. They go from right to left, the Trojans do, with 6:20 left to play in the 4th. Hockett in the pistol, about a step or 2 in the end zone to our right as the Trojans go from right to left from our vantage point here in the press box. Lamb, the senior running back, behind him. Bagley's the tight end, set left. Hockett drops back to throw, looks to his right, throws that way. High arcing pass, trying to go up and get it, and J.J. Payne did just that as his jersey was almost untucked from his gray pants. Whew. Payne went up and over Higgins like he was a smaller man, and it's because he is. 6'4 versus 5'9, and 6'4 wins every time. 1st and 10 for Taylor at their own 24. Option near side. Pitching out near side to Lamb. Great block near side. Springs Lamb to the 35 as he steps out of bounds and stops the clock as Stephen Ellis, a huge near sideline block, out to the 35, maybe to the 36, and another first down play for the Trojans. The Trojans were just in the shadow of their own goal post. They're now got it out to the 36, trying to tie the game down 7. Inside handoff Lamb, little jump cut as Medlock, the center, got pushed back. First one to come up and get Lamb was Emmanuel Davis, along with the help of Ray Smith. 5 minutes left to play here in this one. A minimal gain for Lamb as Taylor trying to march after getting a fumble recovery. After it looked like Cam Peterson was home free for a big touchdown. Hockett avoids pressure in the back. Couldn't get away from the 2nd and 3rd guys as Talhelm melted off of him. But a kiss to the sky for one of the 2 men that took down Hockett. That was Wallace Kennick, the D tackle. As Damon sacked for just a 2nd time today. Moves the ball back to the Taylor 31, a loss of 6 on the sack.
Loss on the play brings up 3rd and long.
3rd down and 17 for Taylor from their own 31. Knee-high snap to Hockett. Pressure breaks down, throws a dart across the middle. Did it skip in short? No, it was right in front of Hockett. But there was a flag on the far side of the field at around the 30. Sonicson was right at about the 45-yard line. He would have been short of the first down. And Turner Stadium just got eerily quiet trying to see who the flag is on. The reaction of USF's Ray Smith, I think it's on him. It's an offsides on the Cougars defense. They have been just killing themselves with penalties today. It'll be the 12th one against them. So a 5-yard penalty. Looks like Shamar Smith was actually the one offside. It'll be a 3rd down and 10 here for Taylor. Balls of their own 36. Taylor going from right to left. They need the 46. Belt high snap to Hockett. Taylor down 7.
Rolls to the near side, looking down the field, lobs it up, coming back to get it is D'Arcy with a two-handed gloved catch, and then he darts across midfield into USF territory as Hockett found his favorite target, Jack D'Arcy, for a first down.
Brought down by 48, Nate Talhelm.
Talhelm with another stop for USF, but the Trojans trying to tie the game at 38, down by 7 with less than 4 to go here in the season. 1st and 10 from the USF 47-yard line. Faking the handoff is Hockett, rolling right side, fakes the pitch, now does give to Ellis. Good block right side. USF screams for a hold, and it's going to come on D'Arcy as he got tangled up with the returning Bailey Parker. And Eric Abendroth's microphone still left on as he blows his whistle. This should be a 10-yard mark-off, and it'll put Taylor back on their own side of the field and around their own 43. So it'll be a first down, but first down and 20, back on the Trojan side of things. So actually just from the spot of the foul, so not all the way back from the line of scrimmage as Ellis is a couple yards ahead. It's 1st and 18 for Taylor from their own 45. Again, going from right to left, setting sun behind us. 3:37 left in the season. Taylor down 7. Snap back to Hockett. Good protection. Now rolls to the right, trying to find a sliver of space. Flag is thrown as Hockett flips it into the stands as he was pressured from the near side by Emmanuel Davis. That's going to be back-to-back holds on the Trojans. And with this one being behind the line of scrimmage, it's going to be even more detrimental to the Taylor cause, trying to tie the game at 38. That goes against the senior center, Michael Medlock.
That brings up 1st and 28.
There's 1st and 28 for the Trojans. Well, the good news is they've still first down. The problem is it's 1st and 28. Bagley comes in as a tight end. He replaces Sonicson. The Trojans have not been able to get Dakota really going today outside of that one catch he's had for 25 yards. 3.5 minutes left to go in the season. Taylor down 7. Option near side. Good blocking by Bagley, trying to spring Thomas. Couldn't get away from the near side defensive back as he eluded the D'Arcy block. It was Kevin Ford who has an interception already today. Good job by the sophomore Ford, who's got a promising future in just his 2nd season at USF.
Tripped up by 6, Kevin Ford.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 28, still back at the Taylor 35. Taylor's been going in the wrong direction ever since the 3rd down catch for D'Arcy had him at the USF 47. In the gun is Hockett. Throws to D'Arcy near side, jumping, catch the ball above his head, was knocked out of bounds by Ford. Did he get the toe down? He did. Ford can't believe it, but that's the 2nd toe drag swag from D'Arcy in as many weeks. Ryan Fisher, the line judge, right on top of it. The Trojans still way behind the sticks, but they got a gain of 11 up to their own 46. So here's 3rd and 17. Taylor's got all 3 timeouts, but they're running a lot of clock here. It's already down to 2:42 and still dwindling away here on the 2023 regular season. Belly button snap to Hockett. Throws across the middle's got Ellis. No, and it was in and out of his hands as Ellis had running room for the first down and more up the middle of the field. And here comes Isaiah Grabowskis and the punt team as the clock stops with 2:33 left to play here in the 2023 season for both teams. Grabowskis has been in the punt formation 3 times today. He has punted twice, and he threw it once for a gain of 16. You need 17 here to get a first down, and a timeout is called on the field. Second charge timeout against USF. They have 1 remaining, and we'll take it with them. 4th and 17 for Taylor from their own 46. They trail St. Francis by 7 with 2:33 left to play here in the 4th quarter. 4th and 17, and the Taylor offense is on the field after the USF timeout. Let the Trojans think about it. Now remember, Hockett has had some punts this season, so it wouldn't be surprised for a pooch punt here. But you're down 7 with 2.5 minutes to go, and it'll be a regular play. Hockett, pressure all around him, throws across the middle, and Thomas got tangled up, and it's incomplete as Ford was the one to lock him up. And with 2.5 minutes left to go, St. Francis is about a first down away from finishing the regular season with a victory. What a wacky fourth quarter we've had today. You had the Peterson 18-yard touchdown run to make it 31-24. Parker intercepted Ellis on a wide receiver pass. Lambert's first touch of the day for USF goes in for a 20-yard score. Then Thomas had the 79-yard touchdown catch, and then within 3 plays, the two teams traded interceptions, and then Peterson fumbled inside the 10, and Taylor had that drive at the 3 after Avon Jones recovered, but unable to get the first downs after some negative plays and a couple of holding penalties around the near side. And a quarterback keeper for USF by Grimmel, who is not known for his legs as Taylor takes a timeout. They've got 2 left. 2:22 is left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll step away momentarily as USF trying to get a first down to ice the game as Grimmel is limping over towards the far side, it looks like. Story of the second half has been Cam Peterson for USF. Had just 18 yards on the ground in the first half. He has over 120 in the second half. A total of 142 and a 57-yarder that he fumbled away. Snap comes. It might have been an offsides. Green comes in. He's trying to rip the ball away from Grimmel, who thought it was going to be a dead play, but then Green comes back, salutes the near sideline as Grimmel taken back inside USF territory to the 46. As Taylor gets their second sack of the afternoon, the Trojans take their second timeout of the second half. And it'll be 3rd and 15 for St. Francis back on their side of the field with 2:14 left to go here. We'll keep it here. I actually say only got down to the 49. Still back in USF territory. The loss of 7 on the sack. They'll call it a loss of 8. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 for St. Francis. 50% on the nose today on 3rd down conversions. 4 for 9 are the Cougars here after halftime on the money down. Taylor has been so depleted in the defensive secondary today. No Ho-Jun Yoon after he got hurt last week. Dawson Scally missing his 2nd week in a row. So after David Worlds has been mainly used as a corner this year, the freshman from the west side of Indianapolis in Brownsburg has been a safety today along with Wheeler, and he's done a nice job, including an INT. The Trojans would love a turnover here. It's 3rd and 15 for St. Francis from their own 49, going from left to right in the setting sun behind us, leading Taylor 38-31 in the regular season finale. David Smith, the backup running back, walks to the right of Grimmel, with 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Taylor rushes 4. They drop 7. Mansfield gets hit in the face. Flags are thrown. This play is going to be coming back either way as Wheeler defends Ray on the far side. It's incomplete. Ray gets up and wants a pass interference since Wheeler never turned around. Mansfield almost had his purple helmet twisted all the way so he was looking outside of his ear hole. But the incompletion with 2:08 left to go should get the ball back to Taylor. Here's the call. Looks like it's just going to be a holding instead of an illegal hands to the face. Now, over half of our officiating crew huddles up and talks things over with our referee, Eric Abendroth. Braxton Green in there trying to get an explanation. And now Abendroth brings in our line judge, Ryan Fisher. And Taylor head coach Aaron Mingo. There is a flag on the far sideline, it looks like. And I think that's what the third-year Taylor head coach is asking about. There is a flag on the far sideline. And Green waving his arms. That means it's a positive result here for his team and those wearing the purple and gray. So there's two penalties, and it's the flag on the far side was a penalty, a dead ball penalty, an unsportsmanlike against McCall Ray. Remember, he was the one that Wheeler was defending on the far sideline. He gets the unsportsmanlike penalty, and Taylor takes that one. It marches USF back, and it's going to be a much bigger punt here for Rob, and he's going to be a much tougher job to try to pin Taylor deep. With 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this exciting contest today, Taylor's going to get it back with one timeout, down by 7. They're going to have to go into the wind, trying to get a touchdown, and then we'll figure out the extra point or the 2-point conversion after that. But you got to get into the end zone first. Taylor looks to be bringing the house against Rob. He gets a short spiraling kick away. DRC waves for the fair catch and makes it at around the 37 or 38-yard line between the far hash marks and the far numbers. So it took 6 seconds off the clock. The Trojan defense does their job, and this wild fourth quarter comes down to the final 2 minutes and 2 seconds here in the 2023 campaign. It's a 38-31 St. Francis lead. Taylor with one timeout on the ball, trying to punch it into the end zone to our left. They have got to maneuver 62 yards. Hockett in the pistol as he goes from right to left. Again, he missed the game here 2 weeks ago against Marion with a lower body injury, now trying to get the signals with Brendan Lamb, the senior, behind him. Bagley, the senior, tight end to the left. 3 on the line for USF. They bring a blitz from the right. No, they rush 3. Hockett rolls near side. Big block, throws near side, in and out of the hands of 2 different men. One for USF that would have been a game-ending interception. It was Trayshawn Jones, and then it was DRC, the intended target for Hockett, that was behind him that went off of his hands. Clock stops, the minute 57 left at 2nd and 10 off the incompletion. Hockett 8 for 20 today, and again, the triple option Taylor offense not built to go 62 yards in just over 2 minutes. Hockett's got nowhere to go, walled up. He'll flip it forward to Thomas, who dropped it. It's a live ball. Hockett, though, saying he threw it forward, and it'll be ruled as an incomplete pass, and the Trojans able to avoid disaster there. Whew. Close one there as the season almost ended on that play. Taylor has a timeout. The clock stops at a minute 49. It's 4-down territory, down 7. The USF fans across from us rising to their feet. Empty set here for Hockett. Drops back. Pressure comes from his weak side. He's hit as he's thrown. And it's an incomplete pass. And coming up to get him again was Marquise Cross, who's played so well today for USF on that defensive line. It's 4th and 10. And here's the ball game with a minute 44 left and Taylor down 7. St. Francis sideline and the seats across from us, the liveliest they've been all day. The Taylor sideline down below us trying to match. 3 wide, 2 left, 1 right for Hockett. Far hash mark. Takes the belt high snap and rolls near side. Sets his feet, throws a high arcing pass, wanting Ellis. Basket catch made, and the drive continues inside the St. Francis 40 to the 36 along the near sideline. The Trojans needed it, and Hockett found the elder statesman Ellis. A 26-yard pitch and catch, and with a minute 35 left, the drive continues. Down 7, Hockett gets the belt high snap, rolls, cuts it up, makes a man miss up the near side. He runs his way, bulldozes his way across the 20, gets near the 27 or the 28. Look to be Talham and a couple other St. Francis men there, a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for Hockett and the Trojan offense. 70 seconds left, down 7 with 1 timeout left to go. Hockett takes the belt high snap, right in the middle, throws across the middle. It's Sonicson. Sonicson jumps up and makes the catch inside the 15 to the 13, and the drive moves. 15 yards on the catch with 1:02 left to go as the Trojans look to get the game-tying touchdown right here. Taylor going from right to left. Bagley and D'Arcy wide to the near side. Holbein and Sonicson to the right. Straight throw, low, skipping in short to D'Arcy as he was inside the 10 as Hockett wanted a quick hitter. But the good thing with that is it stops the clock with 48 seconds left. Second down and 10 for Taylor from the USF 14, down 7. 48 seconds left in the 2023 campaign. Plenty of time on the play clock as Hockett looks to the near sideline to get the play. 3 wide, 2 right, 1 left for Hockett. Off the left hip snap, rolls right side, throws to the end zone, overthrown and almost deflected and caught by Payne as he was circling in the back of the end zone. Hockett airmailed it. He got hit after the throw, gets back to his feet, and it's 3rd down and 10 for Taylor here from the 14. Well, the Trojans converted a 4th and 10 to extend the drive. 43 seconds, still a timeout left for Taylor if they want it. 1 timeout left for St. Francis, but they have the 7-point lead. Nickel look for USF. They rush 3. Handoff up the middle to Lamb. Squirts his way through. Did he get to the 10? He did. It'll be a gain of 6, or a gain of 4. It'll be 4th down and 6. With 32 seconds left, and they're taking a while to unpack the pile. Taylor has not elected to use their timeout just yet as Hockett can't clock it. He turns around and asks what to do. The game clock's down to 18, 17, 16. Taylor still with their timeout left. Hockett's got the play clock or game clock down to 12 and 10. Here's the game right here on 4th and 6. Hockett, feet shuffling, pressure breaks down. He's to be sacked from behind. The ball's free, and it's picked up by Cross, who's going to go end to end for a game-sealing fumble recovery for a touchdown with no time left on the clock as he takes it over 80 yards for the fumble recovery for a touchdown, and that is how the game ends here today, and sadly, how the Trojans' season ends today as well. Hockett took a big shot. He's had to be helped off the field by Bagley and one of the student managers as Hockett is really, really torn up right now. Just a heartbreaking way for Taylor to end the 2023 year. Tried to make a play, and Hockett just got hit from behind, lost the ball. And sadly, a 76-yard fumble recovery for Cross puts the final note on this game today as Taylor falls to 2-9. And St. Francis picks up the win. They move to 6-4. We will take a break and come back with the Ivanhoe's post-game show. That's next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, Rob Sisson, and Adam Sieglin, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
If you get sick, you can trust that we will take care of you. As a Magnet designated healthcare system, our expert team will create a personalized plan to get you back on your feet. Marion Health, great care from great people.
Back here at Turner Stadium, tough end of the 2023 year for the Trojans. A tough loss last week, 41-37 at Lawrence Tech, and a tough final here as they lose to St. Francis 44-31. The Trojans were going in for an attempt at the game-tying touchdown on 4th down, but Damon Hockett was sacked and stripped by Shamar Smith. It was picked up by Marquise Cross, and he rumbled in with no time on the clock from 76 yards away to put the cherry on top for USF today. We went into the fourth quarter tied at 24. USF outscores the Trojans 20-7 in that fourth quarter to get the difference today. Let's look at the scoring recap today. Taylor went right down the field on the opening drive of the game, 10 plays. It resulted in the Isaac Hoke 26-yard field goal for his first made field goal of the year. It was from a 66-yard drive, and it was from 26 yards away. St. Francis came right back. They answered with a 10-play drive of their own. It capped off on a 4th and 4, touchdown catch from McCall Ray from Grant Gremmel from 10 yards away, and it was 7-3 USF. That started a 21-0 run by the Cougars, with Gremmel finding Mickeychin, for a 41-yard touchdown catch to make it 14-3, and then David Smith scored from 5 yards away. Both those last touchdowns came in the second quarter, and it was 21-3 for St. Francis. The Trojans came back in that second quarter early with a Ja Thomas 65-yard touchdown run. The Trojans missed the extra point, and they were down 21-9. After the Trojans, in that second quarter, after the Thomas run, Taylor forced a punt. Ellis fumbled inside the 1 on a botched pitch, but then Levi Brown got his first interception of his career, and the Trojans scored after Brown took it back to the 6. Hockett scoring from 1 yard out. Damon made it 21-16. The Trojans had another opportunity after forcing a St. Francis punt. They got it back with a couple of minutes left. They had a 4th down and goal-to-go situation with about 6 seconds left in the first half, and the Trojans turned it over on downs. That was the last play of the half. But Taylor came out strong defensively to start that third quarter. A Jeremiah Mansfield sack forced a St. Francis punt. Then an 8-play Taylor drive capped off by the senior Brendan Lamb scoring on a 13-yard rush up the middle. And the Trojans, just like that, were leading 24-21 thanks to a Stephen Ellis 2-point conversion. And the Trojans had their first lead of the day since that 3-0 lead on the field goal. Aiden Hosler answered on the very next drive, a 27-yard field goal, his first of the day, to tie the game at 24. And that set up all the wackiness in that fourth quarter. Cam Peterson, 3 plays into the fourth, scored from 18 yards out on a rushing touchdown to give St. Francis a lead that they would not give up. Then a wide receiver pass, Stephen Ellis for Taylor tried to throw it. He underthrew it. It was intercepted by Bailey Parker, the safety. And then 3 plays later, it was Lambert that scored for St. Francis on the very first touch of the game for him. As Grant Gremmel was under duress, he flipped it forward to Lambert, and Hassan took it in from 20 yards away as Grimmel just avoided a sack. And it was 38-24 USF. On the very next drive, though, Taylor 2 plays, 79 yards, pitch and catch, Hockett to Ja Thomas. Taylor back to within a score, and then that's when the game just really got weird. The very next play of the drive, David Worlds gets an interception. Taylor's got it first and goal from the 9. Second play, though, it looks like the Trojans have Drew Bagley wide open in the end zone. He was, except Nate Newcomer, the sophomore safety, came flashing across, intercepted the ball, and it was the Trojans' 4th turnover of the day. And after it looked like Cam Peterson was home free for a 60-plus yard touchdown run, Jonathan Harris, the talented freshman quarter, tracked him down from behind, stripped the ball free. Avon Jones fell on it, and Taylor got it back inside at their own 3 with 7:21 to go, and they had a ball at a lobbing catch on 3rd down that got them into St. Francis territory, but back-to-back holding penalties pushed Taylor deep into their own territory, way farther from midfield than they wanted to be. The Trojans went for it on 4th and 17. They didn't get it, but again, the defense stood strong. Had a 3 and out. Taylor got it after a punt. 2:02 to go, down 7, and a timeout in their back pocket. They convert a 4th and 10. They converted a 2nd and 2 on a really nice play. They had the ball at around the 14-yard line with that timeout left to go. Taylor got to the line. There looked to be some confusion to whether to run the play or to call the timeout. The Trojans eventually snapped it. Hockett got stripped from behind, and then Cross picked it up and took it in for the final score of the day. Final today, St. Francis 44, Taylor 31. USF finishes the year 2 games above 500 at 6-4, including 5-2 in the MSFA Mid-East. Taylor falls to 2-9. They finish 1-6 in MSFA Mid-East action. We'll take a break and come back and look at the stats after this. That's next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online Tire Finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Back for the final time here in the 2023 football season as St. Francis defeats Taylor by a final today of 44-31. Let's jump into the post-game stats. The biggest number today, there was a combined yardage today of 884 yards, and the two teams combined to average almost 6 yards per snap here this afternoon. First downs, just about even, 22-20 in favor of Taylor. Taylor had 456 yards of total offense today. That was 5.7 yards per play. USF, 428 total yards on 7 less plays. They averaged almost 6 yards per snap here this afternoon. Both teams rushed for over 200 yards, and both teams passed for over 200 yards today. For the victors, we'll start with them individually. Grant Grimmel had 224 yards through the air. He was 17 of 29, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. The big story of the afternoon was Cam Peterson, rushed for 142 yards today. That was over 120 in the second half after being limited to just 18 in the first 30 minutes of action. He had a 57-yard run that was, again, negated due to the fumble, thanks to Jonathan Harris. Peterson rushed for a touchdown today. David Smith, 22 yards and a touchdown today as well. Drew Wheat had 5 carries for 23 yards as well. Two men caught at least 3 passes today for USF. They were Padgett and Ray. Padgett had 29 yards through the air. Receiving, Ray had 40. And Crosley McEachin had the most yards receiving today for USF. He had 59 of them, including 41 on the touchdown catch. Taylor had four different men attempt to pass today. Damon Hockett was 10 of 27 for 199 yards. He had a touchdown but 2 picks. Grabowskis had the fake punt. He was 1 for 1 for 16 yards. Ellis was 0 for 1 on the interception, and Jack D'Arcy was 1 for 1 for 23 yards when he found Ellis on a trick play. Rushing today, Ja Thomas rushes for 100 yards. He had 12 carries for 101, including 65 on that touchdown run. He averaged over 8 yards per touch today. Stephen Ellis in his final game as a Trojan, 6 carries for 15 yards. Brendan Lamb in his final game wearing the purple and gray. He had 17 attempts for 85 yards. That's 5 on the nose per attempt. He also had a 13-yard touchdown run. Dakota Sonicson was held in check today, just 1 catch for 14 yards. Ja Thomas had 2 catches for 90. So that is 14 touches of the ball today for Thomas for a total of 191 yards and 2 scores. Ellis had 3 catches for 65 yards. D'Arcy 2 for 28. Holbein 1 for 6. Payne 2 for 18. And Bagley 1 for 17 on a shovel pass. Isaac Hoke was 1 for 1 on his field goal attempts today. Also made both of his extra point tries. And Schultz missed the only extra point he attempted today. Aiden Hosler for USF, 1 for 1 on the field goals. That tied the game at 24. It was from 27 yards out, and he was a perfect 5 of 5 on the extra points here today. The other big story for the Trojans was the turnovers today. They had 3 fumbles. They lost 2, and they also threw 3 interceptions today. The Trojans had 5 turnovers on the day. USF had 3, but it was the visitors that seemed to score every time they got the turnovers today against the Trojans. On the defensive side of things, as we round out the Ivanhoe's post-game show, leading tackler today for USF was Emmanuel Davis. He had 9 stops, 5 solo. Taylor was led by Jacob Hockett, who's coming back for his 6th season at Taylor. He had a game-high 14 tackles, including 7 solo tackles. 2 sacks on the afternoon, 1 for Green, 1 for Mansfield on the Trojan side. And there were 3 sacks today for USF. Solo sack for Shamar Smith. That led to the game-ending fumble recovery for a touchdown. Half a sack for Kennick and a sack and a half today for Connor Price. He also had 2.5 tackles for loss. Newcomer led the way with 3 tackles behind the line of scrimmage for the St. Francis cause today. Before we go, we want to say 2 special thank yous. We want to say congratulations to the 14 seniors honored before today's game. We want to thank them for their contributions to not just Taylor football, but Taylor University and to us here on the Trojan Sports Network. Those would be Clay Adams, Drew Bagley, Cole Baker, Stephen Ellis, and sadly for Baker, did not get a chance to play this year, suffered a lower body injury in preseason camp. So those would be Clay Adams. You remember him, he caught the touchdown pass on homecoming. Drew Bagley's had a wonderful year this year. Got to catch his first touchdown catch of his career a few weeks ago. Cole Baker, Stephen Ellis, who's been fantastic. You saw Green show out today. Gage Holder, who's just awesome. Worked in the president's office, was the VP helper for Skip Trudeau last year. You'll see Gage at a lot of events. Seth Griswold's the guy in the front row with the platinum blonde hair, cheering his guts out at every Taylor home event. Brendan Lamb, you saw him on full display today for 85 yards on the ground. Michael Medlock, a wonderful artist, had a great art show a year ago that pretty much the whole offensive line was at, and good majority of the Trojans were at as well. And Bryce Vasvari, who stepped into a starting role this year on the offensive line and was phenomenal. The 2 student assistant coaches sadly had their careers end due to injuries at the beginning of this season. They were Trey Wood. You know him. He's the very tall fellow that goes to every Taylor baseball game, and I mean every Taylor baseball game, and pretty much every other Taylor athletic event here, and Emmanuel Joseph. And you also got to hear about the 2 student managers, Joe Taylor and Matthew Van Hook. If you didn't get to hear that from our head coach, Aaron Mingo, we invite you to go do that back in our pregame show, which you can rewind and watch here on the YouTube feed. It was fantastic, and Coach talked about the value particularly those last four men, Trey, Emmanuel, Joe, and Matthew, since you don't read their names in the box score in the program or in the live stats, but their impact on the Taylor football program has been immeasurable in multiple different ways over their time here. We want to say a special thanks as well to our crew today, producer-director Colin Norman, who had his hands full today trying to deal with all of our audio issues. Colin, great job as always. And Nathan Tompkins, who is over across the way running our camera this afternoon. He was great as well. The executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network is Seth Michael. This is our final football broadcast of the year, but don't fret. We still have you covered for everything from Taylor athletics, starting with basketball. It'll carry all the way through. We're going to blink in a couple of months. We're going to have baseball and softball here. By the way, first softball game scheduled for February, tentatively. Emphasis on tentatively. They don't have the turf infield. Baseball does, so they can play on Valentine's Day like it's nothing. But that's down the line. We got basketball coming up a week from today as they jump into Crossroads League play, ironically enough, against St. Francis of all teams. So we're not going away. We're just not going to be out here at Turner Stadium until next fall. Until we talk to you then, we say thank you so much, not only for tuning in today, but for tuning into the entire season. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to bring you Taylor football here in 2023. It's been a tough year for the Trojans. They finished 2-9. It was a beast of a schedule, but brighter days are ahead. This young group is incredibly talented, and if you had the chance like we do here to interact with our coaching staff every day, you would be as lucky as we are. They are phenomenal men, not just of character, not just of football coaches, but men of God that are a bright spot ever since Coach Mingo moved the football offices over to our world in Odell. It is a pleasure and a blast to get interact with them every day, and we thank them for that, and we thank them for letting us be a part of the ride this year. Final score today from Turner Stadium was St. Francis 44 and Taylor 31. That puts an end to the 2023 football season for the Trojans, and we'll talk to you with basketball season in full swing with league play starting a week from today. Until we talk to you then or next fall, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana. This has been a presentation of Taylor football on the Trojan Sports Network.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.